We are live at CollectCo for Wednesday night's live Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. I'm here. Sorry, I'm sending a text message. Okay, so welcome. Audio Slave is now in stock. You bet. You bet. Let me get this shared. Return of the King. Let's see here. CollectCo. All right. What in the world? Okay, I see what's going on here. Where's the ad? I got too much going on. I'm trying to sell records. I'm trying to buy records. I'm trying to. Okay. All right, if you haven't already, please go ahead and share the feed. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, so there's a couple different ways you can help us by sharing the feed. First, on Facebook, there's an actual share button where I'm going to share it to a couple different groups. I'm in a couple different groups myself that allows the shares, at least until they say something. I'm going to tag this one here, and that's it. So when you are on Facebook, make sure also you hit the like button, which is the thumbs up, you share, and YouTube, there's really only one way to kind of share or help with the analytics, and that's hitting the thumbs up button. So if you've done that, you're good to go. And let me get this also shared. I've got Instagram to do. Getting some new followers, it looks like. That's good. I got some stuff going on there. That sounds weird. That's a weird siren, wasn't it? All right, let me get over here on YouTube and get our link. Where's my pre-workout? There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Share, copy link. All right. Am I on? What am I on here? Okay. Link. Not location. All right, there's our YouTube link. Live now. Okay. I'm texting people. I'm sharing on Instagram. Tanner's even confused. I'm working on. I'm talking to a guy right now through text trying to buy his collection, and he's wearing me out. He's a very fast replier, and if I don't go, he's moving. If I don't go look at his stuff tomorrow, so I think I'm good now. Hope I didn't. I don't think I've already took one of those. I hope I haven't. If not, I just doubled up on pre-workout. I can't remember if I take them or not. So, all right. One second. We'll be back to normal in 10 seconds. Okay, I'm going to tell him I'm actually on Facebook Live right now. Okay. Chat. Here we go. Let me go grab our first crate of new vinyl releases. Let me go do that right now. I've got new vinyl to show you. I've got new vintage vinyl to show you. And I don't like it when I can't move the cart. There's a cable. There we go. All right, what's going to be first? Let's go through. Let me stack these where I know where we're at. And Tanner, if you can print the waiting list sheet, that would be great, because every crate I'm going to go through has a waiting list. This first crate is mostly audiophile stuff. Mostly audiophile stuff here. So everybody let me know where you're, let's see. Let me know where you're watching from. I hadn't done that in a while. Everybody let me know where you're watching from. Don't give your exact address, but city and state or country. That'll help get us some new comments. We love when you comment, even if it's just a bunch of gibberish. Okay. We got New Jersey, Kansas City, Missouri, Jonesboro, Arkansas, Chattanooga, Work, New Mexico, Maine. Andrew's in Maine, didn't realize that. Milan, Tennessee, Little Rock, Dayton, Ohio, The Borough, West Texas, Nebraska, West Virginia, Delaware, Cincinnati, California, St. Louis, North Carolina, Idaho, Ohio, Washington, Gordonsville. Vicky, I know Gordonsville very well. Americus, Georgia, Cincinnati, Kentucky, Cookeville, Henderson, North Carolina. Wow, we got a UK. We got our first Europe. Sean Kelly. Leicester, is that how you say that? UK, Sevierville. I love Sevierville. Ron's up in Sevierville. How nice. Sparta, Mississippi, Van down by the river, Louisville, Mississippi, Maryland. He's at the Walt Disney World Break Room. Jay Condi's on break at Walt Disney World. Oregon, Chattanooga, South Carolina, Indianapolis, Southern California. Craig's out in, it never rains out there, they say. Kansas City, West Memphis, Arkansas, Pennsylvania, Virginia Beach, Florida, North Carolina, Nashville, Charlotte, Washington, D.C., Brush Creek. I know where that's at. Arkansas, Mike's right outside, Cookeville, Knoxville, Alabama, Hendry's in Kentucky. Hendry, I thought you were in Denmark. I guess this is where you're from. Virginia, Madonna, Texas, Georgia, Texas, Kentucky, SpaceX headquarters, California. Now, that's pretty cool. I'd like to spend a day there. Alabama, Texas, Kansas, and Kentucky. Arkansas. All right. We've got a crate of mostly audiophile releases, and then we'll start doing some Japanese auctions, which is also audiophile. We finally got a restock of the Santana 3. Hendry's from the Netherlands. The Netherlands. Thank you. Santana 3. This is from Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. This is $36.99. $36.99. These are numbered on the back. This is number 6330. This is Santana 3. There was a waiting list for this. Santana 3, there was a waiting list for this, the MoFi pressing. And that is, already can't find, here we go, Santana MoFi. Paul Brothers, Brent Rabley, and Robert Serta. That's Paul Brothers, Brent Rabley, and Robert Serta. If you want a good sounding record, here it is, $36.99. That is Santana 3, that is a MoFi pressing. I got a restock of the the Music on Vinyl Raven. Raven Stay Hard. They only made 750 of these individually numbered yellow vinyl. Yellow vinyl. This is numbered on the back. There was a waiting list for this. John Mintzmoyer. We ran out the last time we showed that, and you wanted one. Finally got that back in. So one's already sold to John. Tony Shore. First live sell of the night. Tony Shore gets the first live sell of the night with Santana. If you like MoFi stuff and analog productions, I've got some stuff in here I've never had before, like this one. Love Forever Changes. That's a 2LP Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. $69.99. Are they putting the... Okay, good. They're actually putting... This is a DSD digital transfer. $69.28. This is also numbered on the back. Love is $69.99. That's a 2LP MoFi pressing of Love Forever Changes. 45 RPM. I only have one of those. Ken Crooker wants a Raven from Music on Vinyl. That's sold to Ken Crooker. Thank you. Another MoFi pressing is Dire Straits. Dire Straits. That's also from MoFi. 2LP, 45 RPM, $69.99. Dire Straits, $69.99. That is their self-titled first album. 2LP 45 RPM. That's good. From Analog Productions. I did not have a waiting list for this. This is the 2LP 45 RPM, 100% analog masters of Gimme Back My Bullets by Leonard Skinner. That's $69.99. Darren Wortman wants Dire Straits. Darren Wortman wants Dire Straits. That's sold to Darren Wortman. And Allman Brothers Eat a Peach. Allman Brothers Eat a Peach. This is the limited edition 500, one pink, one blue LP. That's $54.99. Cameron Nance is first on the Leonard Skinner Analog Productions. That's sold to Cameron Nance. And George Ellis wants the other Dire Straits. George Ellis wants the other Dire Straits. I've now sold out of that one. This next one, if it doesn't sell out, I'll be highly surprised. And I kind of want a copy myself, but I'm going to show them to y'all first. We have The Doors, $69.99 from Analog Productions, 100% analog masters. The Doors, and this is the 2LP 45 RPM. Finally got a restock of this. Very exciting. $69.99. The Doors. That's from Analog Productions. $69.99. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. That is, I look forward to listening to that if it doesn't sell out tonight. That's going to sound incredible. And another MoFi pressing. The last one in here is the B52s. That is $36.99. That is from MoFi, silver label, limited on the back, or at least numbered on the back, $36.99. $36.99. Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, the B52s. That is their self-titled album. B52s. All right, Matt Biggs wants one of the Doors from Analog Productions. So does Cameron Nance. I'll go ahead and pull both of those. And then Tony Shore wanted a B52s. Tony Shore on B52. So just a handful of titles left in there. These are all mostly audiophile pressings with the exception of Allman Brothers. But I have one of those myself, and I will say it sounds really good. So one more time on those. We have Santana, $36.99. Santana is $36.99. Raven, Stay Hard, is $38.99. How much was Leonard Skinner? Leonard Skinner was $69.99. Cameron Nance, or Greg Rogers. Cameron Nance got that one, and that's already sold. Matt Biggs says cancel on the Doors. The Love Forever Changes. The Love Forever Changes. That's $69.99. MoFi pressing. Allman Brothers Eat a Peach was $54.99, and I guess I do have 4 copies of the Doors left, with that one being put back, and 1 copy of the B52s. It's also about 78 degrees in the store. I meant to turn on the air as soon as I came in here. I wonder if Ed must have left it off all day. I need to tell him how to operate the thermostat. Our thermostat says 81 degrees. What in the world? It's literally a sauna in here. I noticed that when I first got here, moving all these crates around. I was like, goodness gracious, what's going on? Okay, so the Doors is $69.99. So Analog Productions, Allman Brothers, or the Doors, Allman Brothers, Love, Raven, and Santana. Yes, if anybody wants on that waiting list for Leonard Skinner, who else asked? Did somebody else ask? Yeah, Randy Scarborough, Randy and Paul, if you want on the waiting list, let me know. 81 degrees, kind of warm, isn't it? I like it like that. If it's, I don't mind it being 81 inside if it's like 20 degrees outside. So, all right. Let me go bring you this first crate over here. We got some stuff, some really good stuff that was brought in the store today that I'm about to show you. Some really good records that was brought in the store today. These are all new arrivals. These were some trade-ins. And boy, it's a good selection too. If you like jazz, rock, there's some sealed stuff in here. But especially rock. Oh my gosh, yeah, some really killer stuff in here. Let me get it over here and we'll go through it. All right, let's see here. Let me mix up some of these. All right, so new vintage arrivals. I'm going to step to the back. Paul Brothers says put him down. Put him down for The wait list for Leonard Skinner, Give Me Back My Bullets, Analog Productions. You got it. Okay, new vintage arrivals. I don't have the Japanese crate up here, but I'll need to go get it in just a second. New Japanese arrivals. We have Bill, Miles, Joe, JJ, Phil, and Art. That is $14.99. Jazz compositions featuring Bill Evans, Miles Davis, Joe Wilder, JJ Johnson, Phil Woods, and Art Farmer. $14.99. New vintage arrivals. Thelonious Monk, Thelonious Fear Monk, Monk's Blues, $24.99. Monk's Blues, $24.99. What kind of pressing is that? That would look like a weird label. $24.99. America, America's Greatest Hits, $14.99. America, America's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Billy Joel, The Stranger. Billy Joel, The Stranger is $14.99. Has a little bit of writing on the cover. $14.99 on Billy Joel, The Stranger. And the Eagles, Hotel California, a nice U.S. press, $34.99. Has the original inner sleeve and gatefold, $34.99. So Paul Brothers and Randy Scarborough on the Leonard Skinner Give Me Back My Bullets wait list. Alan Jonathan, first on Monk. That's sold to Alan Jonathan. That's sold to Alan Jonathan, the Monk record. Pure Prairie League, 2-Lane Highway. Pure Prairie League is $14.99. Jimmy Smith, Respect, $24.99 on Verve. Jimmy Smith, Respect, $24.99. Blondie, Auto American. Blondie is $29.99 for Auto American. $29.99 on Blondie. Flashdance soundtrack is $19.99. Flashdance soundtrack, $19.99. That's an original on Casablanca. Santana's Greatest Hits. Haven't seen one of these in a while. A U.S. version, that is. Very clean copy. $19.99 on Santana's Greatest Hits. Belle and Sebastian, Legal Man, featuring the Masonettes. Interesting. From 2000. $14.99. $14.99. Gray Boy. This is $59.99 with Harold Todd and Mark Antone. What's that say? I can't read this one. Freestyling. Freestyling. $59.99. 1993. Robin Pruitt wants the Santana's Greatest Hits. Tony Shore on Belle. That's sold to Tony Shore. Looks like Josh was second to Belle and Sebastian, and Fred, you were next on Santana. Peter Murphy, Love Hysteria. $29.99 for Peter Murphy, Love Hysteria. $29.99. Peter Murphy again. This is $34.99. Peter Murphy, Should the World Fail to Fall Apart. Peter Murphy, Peter Murphy. Let me go get the Japanese bin. I failed to bring that up here. Let me grab the keys in case the door is locked, which it usually is. We keep the Japanese records under lock and key. Don't want anybody looking at those. They're only available here on Facebook Live. We don't even keep them out here in the store for sale. Nobody touches them. They're too nice. And I'm back. I got two crates that we haven't really finished, and then I've got a crate of new stuff that's not really tagged yet. We won't tell Seth, and we'll go ahead and start selling out of that. But I've got a few more I can pull out in here that we never did get to yet, like Cheap Trick and Foreigner. So I'll get those started right now. Okay, Craig Thomas was first to Peter Murphy. Craig Thomas was first to Peter Murphy. Fred Carnell is second on Peter Murphy. Craig, let me know which one you want. You can have, he wants World. That's this one right here. That's sold to Craig Thomas. So second on Peter Murphy was Fred. Fred, let me know if you want Love Hysteria. It is still available. Lock and Key is a great Rush song. You're absolutely correct. It's Gray Boy, black vinyl. 1993, it's on black vinyl. Yes, it is. Okay. John Schneider, Too Good to Stop Now. That's a sealed copy. A lot of sealed stuff in here. John Schneider is $19.99 sealed with hop sticker. Sean Cassidy, Under Wraps. That's also sealed $14.99, sealed, unopened. Peter Murphy, Tale of the Tongue. Tale of the Tongue, $19.99. Another Peter Murphy, Tale of the Tongue. And that looks like it's a 1986 UK, $19.99. Fred says he will take the other Peter Murphy. That is sold to Fred, and that was the other one left behind, which is this one. And Craig wants this one here that I just pulled out of the bin. Okay, so first two Japanese auctions, we have Cheap Trick in color. This appears to be very nice. Cheap Trick in color. This is going to be a $45 start. $45 start. There's the vinyl. It is near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. There is the jacket with obi, very nice. Also comes with this Japanese insert. Cheap Trick is a $45 start. There is all the gizmos. And Foreigner 4, I think we had one of these last night, I think. This is a $35 start. $35 start on Foreigner 4. $35 start, near mint and pristine vinyl. There's the Japanese insert. There's the cover and obi. That's a $35 start. So $35 and $45 on that. If you're bidding, Nick, I have a feeling you were bidding on Cheap Trick, but if you don't mind to put the letters of whatever you're bidding, so Cheap Trick is usually abbreviated CT, I'll know what you're bidding on. Humphreys McGee, Death by Stereo, very cool. This is $34.99. Humphreys McGee, Death by Stereo, $34.99. Don't see much Humphreys McGee. Pure Prairie League, this is their self-titled first album, $14.99. $14.99. Ringo Rotogravure. Ringo is $24.99. Ringo's Rotogravure, $24.99. And Gary Morris Faded Blue. Gary Morris Faded Blue. That is sealed, $14.99. Roseanne Cash, Rhythm and Romance. That is a sealed copy. Unopened, Roseanne Cash, $14.99. Nick Bargeron is at $45 on Cheap Trick. Bill McAllister is first on Humphreys McGee. And Tanner, that one was $34.99. Humphreys McGee. Tony Shore, you were second on that. Nick, you have Cheap Trick at $45. Eric Dolphy, Out to Lunch, $24.99 from 2007. Billy Joel the Stranger, another copy. No writing on this one. $14.99. Very nice. Billy Joel the Stranger, $14.99. The Honey Drippers Volume 1 is $24.99. The Honey Drippers and the Dave Brubeck Quartet, Bossa Nova USA. Bossa Nova USA. 2i Columbia label, $24.99. Colin Butler Falls to Dolph. That's sold to Colin Butler. Stan Getz and Albert Daly, Poetry, $14.99. Pure Prairie League, If the Shoe Fits. So far, we're on a streak of their discography. $14.99. If the Shoe Fits, $14.99. Spinners, From Here to Eternally. Spinners, $14.99. Shrink wrap and hype sticker. The Spinners, $14.99. The Barkays, Soul Fanger, $24.99. This is a 180 gram reissue of Soul Fanger. I love that artwork. Love that artwork. $24.99 for Soul Fanger. Otis Spawn is the Blues on the Candid label. That's also a new 180 gram, $19.99. Colin wants Barkays. That's sold to Colin Butler. Final call on Cheap Trick. We have Nick Bargeron at $45 on Cheap Trick. Nick has that for a final call. It's about to be sold to Nick. That may be his first purchase with us. White Light, White Heat, The Velvet Underground, $29.99. This was pressed in 1998. This is a 1998 pressing of White Light, White Heat of The Velvet Underground, $29.99. Michael Nath, first to Otis. Rydell Martin, who's under the name Spinner, or under the name Retro Classics Entertainment, wants the Spinners. You were second on the Barkays. Colin was first to that. Terry Westwood wants Schneider and Cassidy. Terry may have claimed those earlier. You did. You put John. I thought you were tagging somebody's name. You put John Schneider Sean, and I thought that was somebody's name. You were making purchases. You want Schneider and Cassidy. Those are still in here, the two sealed records. Those are sold to Terry. Fred Carnell is in on Cheap Trick at $46, and Colin Butler was first to Velvet Underground. Colin Butler was first to the Velvet Underground. Fred Carnell, you're second. We do have a new bid on Cheap Trick at $46. Wyclef Jean. Wyclef Jean is $89.99. That is from 1997 in shrink wrap and hype sticker. He was in the Fugees, right? That is $89.99. Paul's at $35 on Foreigner, so we have bids now, new bids on both auctions. Paul's at $35, that's going once, going twice. Roy Ayers, Stone Soul Picnic, $29.99 for Roy Ayers, Stone Soul Picnic. Sorcerer, Miles Davis, this is from 1994, $39.99. 1994 pressing of Miles Davis Sorcerer, $39.99. The Velvet Underground, self-titled. This is a 2002 pressing on limited edition blue vinyl, $54.99. The Velvet Underground, $54.99. It kept tagging. Yeah, sometimes you tag people's names, or you're trying to buy something, it tags people's names. Patty, I see your test comment. Colin Butler wants the Roy Ayers. Eli's at 40 on Foreigner. Eli's at 40 on Foreigner. Rydell Martin, you were second on Roy Ayers. Richard Baker, you were third. So, Cheap Trick, Nick Bargeron, you're out. We have a new bid at $46. That's going twice, going three times. And we have a third bidder on Foreigner at $45. Out of the Blue, Sunny Red. This is on Blue Note, $34.99. Sunny Red, out of the Blue on Blue Note, $34.99. Of course, that's 180 gram. Andrew Gold, all this is sealed. All this in Heaven 2, that is sealed, $14.99. Foreigner, $45, $43, now $50. KC and the Sunshine Band, sealed, $24.99. This is one you can buy and open, and you won't feel bad about it. $24.99. KC and the Sunshine Band. Roy Orbison, Mystery Girl. Roy Orbison is $19.99 for Mystery Girl. Roy Orbison. And John Paul Young, Love is in the Air. That is sealed. That is sealed. From 1978, $14.99. Ted, I'm about to do the Audio Slaves right after this crate. That is in my next bin of new vinyl. If you will stand by, I'm going to show the Audio Slaves in just a few seconds. So Foreigner's now at 50. We have, I think Nick may be out on Cheap Trick. I'll find out. I need a confirmation, though, because Fred has that for 46, and that's a final call. Sherry Darnell is going to get the KC and the Sunshine Band. Greg, you were second. Carlene was third. Foreigner's now at 55. Nick Bargeron is in on Roy Orbison, and Tanner, that one was $19.99. I'm actually going to do that one for a little less than what we had it stickered. That is $19.99 to Nick Bargeron. That's Roy Orbison. Is the Roseanne Cash 14. The sealed Roseanne Cash from earlier. We had a sealed Roseanne Cash. Let me double check that very quickly for you, Scotty Hops. Yes, it is also sealed, $14.99. Eli's at 56 on Foreigner. Nick says he's out on Cheap Trick. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sell this then to Fred Carnell for $46. Fred Carnell gets that for $46. Robin wants to put the Santana back, and I think Fred Carnell was back up on that. So we can change that from Robin to Fred Carnell. Scotty Hops says he will take the sealed Roseanne Cash. So we got a lot of activity. We bought these records today in the store from a walk-in. That's who I was just texting when the store, or when we first went live. I'm going to go to his house Friday and buy the rest of his collection and some other collectibles. So we got some good records in today. We've got 4 crates of new vintage arrivals. I've got 4 crates of new vinyl. That will probably be part 1, and then we'll do on-sale records at part 2. So if you're just hopping on, we'll be around for a while. We'll be live for about another 4 hours tonight, or 5 hours. Average White Band, Soul Searching. Average White Band is sealed. Another sealed record, $19.99. $19.99. Andy Gibb, Shadow Dancing, sealed, $19.99. And we have Sean Cassidy, another sealed Sean Cassidy, $19.99. We sold the other one earlier. Dennis Nelson wants that second copy of The Stranger. This one right here, we have another copy in here if anybody else wants it. That's sold to Dennis Nelson. Final call on Foreigner. Eli's at $56. $56, going twice, going 3 times. John Prine, Sweet Revenge, in shrink wrap, $34.99. We've readjusted all of our John Prine prices. Of course, when he passed away, it was like a spike. We've kind of readjusted them. This is a nice copy in shrink wrap, $34.99. John Prine, Sweet Revenge. This is $49.99. $49.99. $49.99. The Black Keys El Camino. The Black Keys El Camino. That's a 2011 pressing. $49.99. And the Grateful Dead, Working Man's Dead. This is a 2003 copy. They hadn't pressed this in a while either. So 2003. I know they've pressed it since then, but it's been a while. That's a $39.99, 2003 copy. Greg Rogers on the John Prine. Keep putting the walk-in bin as soon as they come up in the store. Well, everything we buy nothing is put out in the store for sale until we show it first on Facebook Live. So nothing is put out in the store until we show it on Facebook Live. That gets, hopefully, y'all tuned in to watch, and even locals know, watch the shows. You're going to see everything that we buy recently here first. We don't show it. I don't put anything on Discogs first, eBay, nothing. Even the rarest of the rare. This is like, you see them right here. You see them right here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sell Foreigner so I can put up 2 new Japanese auctions. Eli gets Foreigner for $56. Our next 2 Japanese auctions are Honeymoon Suite, the big prize. Honeymoon Suite is going to be a $35 start. Honeymoon Suite. There's the Near Men LP. There is the Japanese insert. We have a 2-page flip here with lyrics. And there's the cover with Obi. $35 start. $35 start on Honeymoon Suite. And a really nice copy of Styx Cornerstone. Also a $35 start. Styx Cornerstone. The vinyl is near mint pristine. Here's the part that's always tough to find in good condition. This foil. It's always like got some kind of wear on it. This one's actually not bad at all. And then a really nice jacket, gatefold with Obi. $35 start for that. So $35 starts for those 2 auctions, Honeymoon Suite and Styx. This next record is $74.99. This next record is $74.99. Bob Marley, Chant Down Babylon. Babylon. This is from 1999. $74.99. $74.99. Bob Marley, Chant Down Babylon from Tough Gong, 1999. $74.99. $29.99 for Miles Davis, My Funny Valentine, Miles Davis in concert. That's a 70s reissue. $29.99. It is in shrink wrap though. And this next record, very nice. $74.99. $74.99. It's a 1967 first label. $74.99. It's beautiful. The Doors self-titled. The Doors self-titled. It's an EX Plus copy all day long. First label, gold label, $74.99. Very nice. Okay. Let me go back up top, make sure. Nick Barger, and I have you on JP, which I think was for John Prine. If so, that's already sold. Greg Rogers got that. Next comment was, how much was John Paul Young for Hendry? John Paul Young was sealed, $14.99. $14.99. John Young was first to Miles Davis. Ryan Anderson first to The Doors. John Young second. That was a stereo press. I wish it was mono. That would have been really sweet. No bids on these. Looking for $35 starts before I end them. I'm going to go through these titles one more time. Then I'm going to bring up that new crate that has the Audio Slave and a couple other new releases in it that some of y'all are waiting for. Brian C's at $35 on Honeymoon Suite. Hendry says he'll take the sealed John Paul Young. This is our first crate of vintage for tonight. Quick recap. We have jazz compositions featuring Bill Evans, Miles Davis, Joe Wilder, J.J. Johnson, Art Farmer, etc. $14.99. America's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Billy Joel the Stranger, nice vinyl. This one does have some writing on it, $14.99. Gary Samuels' Honeymoon Suite is for auction. High bid is $35. Eagles Hotel California, a U.S. press. This has the original inner sleeve. Gatefold, of course, very nice, $34.99. Pure Prairie League 2-lane highway, $14.99. Jimmy Smith Respect, $24.99. Blondie Auto American. Blondie is $29.99. Very nice copy. Blondie, $29.99. Auto American. Mike Vandergits wants the jazz compositions. That's sold to Mike Vandergits. Flashdance soundtrack is $19.99. We have Gray Boy Gray Boy Freestyling, $59.99 from 1993. Pure Prairie League, self-titled, is $14.99. And Ringo's Rotogravure. Ringo's Rotogravure. Thank you, Ed. We'll see you tomorrow. Gary Morris, Faded Blue. That's a sealed copy, $14.99. The Honey Drippers is $24.99. The Honey Drippers, the Dave Brubeck Quartet, Bossa Nova USA, $24.99. Stan Getz and Albert Daly, Poetry, $14.99. Pure Prairie League, If the Shoe Fits, $14.99. Wyclef Jean presents The Carnival. That is from 1997, $89.99. Greg Rogers is going to take the Blondie. Honeymoon Suite, I'm going to sell it in 10 seconds to Brian C. for $35. Sorcerer, Miles Davis, that's from 1994, $39.99. The Velvet Underground on blue vinyl from 2002, $54.99. And Out of the Blue, Sunny Red, Blue Note reissue, $34.99. We have, let's see here, Alvo Dabney wants both Pure Prairie League. I'm pretty sure I've shown 3. Maybe not. There's 1, 2, there's 3. Maybe he wants all 3 of them. I'm going to read you the titles just in case you need to pick them. We have Two Lane Highway, self-titled, or If the Shoe Fits, or you can say all, and I'll say all 3 of them. Edward Star Wars on BK. Jason, I see your offer, but just stand by. Edward Star Wars on BK. BK. That was, I don't know. Let's see. We have Sunny Red, Velvet Underground, Miles Davis Sorcerers, Wyclef Jean, Stan Getz, Albert Daly, Dave Brubeck, Honey Drippers, Gary Morris, Ringo, Gray Boy, Flashdance, Jimmy Smith. I don't see a BK. Rich Russo is going to get the America, though. That's always left behind. I'm like, do y'all realize how good that is? That's sold to Rich Russo. Alvo Dabney's going to get all 3 Pure Prairie Leagues. Let's go ahead and sell Honeymoon Suite to Brian C. for $35. And if anybody wants Sticks, it's a $35 buy it now. Sticks Cornerstone, $35 buy it now. Andrew Gold was sealed, $14.99. Average White Band, $19.99. Andy Gibb was $19.99. That's also sealed. Sean Cassidy was sealed. The Black Keys, El Camino from 2011, $49.99. Grateful Dead, that's from 2003, $39.99. And Bob Marley, Chant. I don't know why I'm calling it like that. I guess I'm trying to speak like a Jamaican. Chant Down Babylon, $74.99. $74.99. That's from 1999. Edward Star Wars wants the Black Keys. That's why I hadn't got to it yet. Edward wants the Black Keys. And let's go ahead and tag Fred Carnell was first to Sticks. Fred Carnell was first to Sticks at $35 buy now. Did I miss Gary Samuels? Gary Samuels wants the Honey Drippers. I did miss that. Let's see, make sure I didn't miss anything else. Audio Slave, Honey Drippers. Yeah, Honey Drippers. That's sold to Gary Samuels. We tagged Jazz, Blondie, all 3 Pure Prairie League. Black Keys, America. We did the Sticks. Grateful Dead 30. Paul, you were 3rd on Sticks. And Woods Felix, you were 2nd on that. Okay, we have a $150 offer for Wyclef Jean and Bob Marley. $150 offer. That's $90. And this is $75. That is $165, and we have a $150 offer for both of those. Let's say $155. Not even $154.99. $155 on both of those. Jason Kenton. He was first to make that offer. That is, let's see. That is $155. Yeah, Jason Kenton, that is my counter offer. Use that I was at $165, $150. I'll do $155. Kirk Fields, you were 2nd on Cornerstone. Fred Carnell was first. You were 2nd. It probably looked like you were first on your Facebook chat, but Fred was first. Alan Totten, if you want that, I'll do $35 on it. Alan Totten, I'll do $35 on that. John Young needs to put back Miles Davis. That's only a $25 restocking fee. So you'd be better off just buying it, but that's a $25 restocking fee to John Young. Make a note of that, Tanner. Jason Kenton said sold. That was $155 for both of those. We'll see if Alan wants that for $35. And so Miles Davis is still available. That's in shrink wrap. It's a 70s press of Miles Davis in concert, and it's near mint minus in shrink wrap. And that is $29.99. Fred Carnell says, let Kirk take Cornerstone. So, Kirk, it looks like you're going to end up with it anyway. Grateful Dead sold to Alan Totten for $35 and changed Sticks from Fred to Kurt. So if you're watching on Facebook and you see your chat at the bottom, that is different from what you're seeing here on your screen, because we have people watching on YouTube as well. And we have this chat here that has everything embedded. So that's what happens here. Scaring newbies away with restocking. Maybe that will encourage them not to put stuff back, though. No, there is no restocking fee, but we're frowning when we do it. There's a big frown on my face, like, oh man. Because sometimes after something's put back, we never can sell it again. I'm talking about, I've had somebody buy something before, and we've had 3. I've sold stuff many times where somebody's bought it, and then there's 3 other people. And then the first person who got it wants to put it back, and then those other 3 people's like, you know what, I don't want it either now. It's used. It's already been in somebody else's hands. I don't want it. So that happens quite often. Okay. Let's see here. All right, so big release. I have a lot of pre-orders for this. Audio Slave Out of Exile. This is $59.99. Audio Slave Out of Exile. Audio Slave Out of Exile. That is $59.99. Let me read this pre-order. There's a few names. Let me read them. There is actually several. Why is there a blank here? That's White Stripes. Where does Audio Slave start? I didn't copy over the name. That's why. Okay. We have Michael O'Brien, Dwayne Sevilla, Andrew Sansebrino, Nick Pullen, Eric Beck, William Simmons, Cameron Nance, Eli Tomlinson, Jason Byrne, Steve Howe, David Sosby, Chris Kirkley, Mike Massey, Corey Wade, Jeff Dedman, John Sheehan, Jeremy Bales, Jerry Stone, Gary Samuels, Josh Duvall, James Bragg, Joe Sandingo, Joseph Felicetti, Joe Willinger, Paul Beal, Krista Moss, John Ambrosic, Matt Algram, Jennifer Scripter, Brian Dismore, George Buchanan, Andy Mitchell, Arthur Maldondo, Doug White, Stephen Tuttle, Vernon Lehman, Gavin Lesko, Jay Condi, Darren Wortman, Joe Barrios, Greg Hagewood, Eric Fisher, George Ellis, Tom Sullivan, Paul Brothers, Chip Hall, Austin Cauldron, Charlie Burnett, Christina Sotar, Melissa Eaton, Tony Dull, Scott Smith, Brent Rabley, Joe Sandiego, that's a 3 for him, Jason Ivey, and Chris Carbone. That is Audio Slave. That is Audio Slave Out of Exile. This has not been pressed in over 10 years. Of course, Chris Cornell on lead vocals. This has not been pressed in over 10 years, and when they announced this, the cheapest one online in the world was like $200. The cheapest one in the United States was like $370. So this is an import. This is actually an imported title. That's why it's a few more bucks than probably it would be if it was a non-imported title. But it was not being offered anywhere else. That is $59.99. I have this many left. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, and I think I pulled out an extra, and I hadn't pulled mine out, but if I sell out tonight, that's okay. Hopefully I get more. I haven't kept one for myself. So, okay, let me go back to the top. Make sure I didn't miss anything. We have Mike Massey, you was on the pre-order. Let's see here. Andrew Gold for $14.99. Andrew said he would take it. Let me figure out what that is. Andrew Gold, $14.99. That was sealed. Yes, sell that to Hendry. Sell that to Hendry for $14.99. Mark Robinson wants an Audio Slave. I don't think I read off your name. I hope everybody was listening. I'm assuming if you're claiming, you know. If not, you know if you are or are not on the pre-order. So that's one for Mark Robinson. Edward Star Wars wants an Audio Slave. I look forward to listening to this. There's a really good song on here that I like. It's like I said last night, one of those slower ones. Craig Proper wants one, Adam Stein wants one, and Jason Dobb wants one. Now we have 3 left. I've got 3 left. Audio Slave Out of Exile. That's $59.99. Here was a big release also. I got a ton of pre-orders on this. The White Stripes Elephant, $49.99. The 20th anniversary edition on colored vinyl from Third Man Records. As always, an awesome jacket, and it's on really cool colored vinyl. That is $49.99. The pre-order for that was Alexandria White, Matt Algram, Tina Abraham, John Ambrosic, Aaron Lazelle, Joe Sandiego, Carol Puckett, Brent Rabley, Doug Page, C. Michael Naff, James Bragg, McGanahan, Skelly, Jetty Fetty, Tanya Isles, and Deborah Devaney. And those are $49.99. And I have 2, 4, 6 of those left. White Stripes Elephant. Of course, that has Seven Nation Army on it, first track. That is $49.99 for that. Okay, a restock. First time I've ever had this. Bill Withers at Carnegie Hall. MoFi 2LP, 45 RPM, of course, $69.99. $69.99 for Bill Withers at Carnegie Hall. And that is the MoFi pressing, $69.99. Edward Star Wars on White Stripes. So pre-order list automatically be invoiced. Yes, so if you was on a pre-order, the way pre-orders work is whenever they show up, we key them in, and then they appear on that following Monday's invoice. So Tom Sullivan, it's like you just automatically bought it, and then you will be invoiced on Sunday or Monday. Patty wants a White Stripes. That's Patty K. Don't try to say Patty's last name too often. Karzweski. Patty on White Stripes. David Johnson wants the Bill Withers at Carnegie Hall. MoFi. Is this actually a new MoFi title or just a restock? Because I don't think I've ever seen that before. New release from Music on Vinyl. Carole King at Hyde Park. Jack Suslack, I've already got one pulled for you. This is a limited edition, 2000 on purple and gold. This is Carole King doing Tapestry live in Hyde Park. And that's $44.99. $44.99. Karcheski. That's not going to go over too well with me. I'll try my best, though. Edward Star Wars on Bill Withers, and that was a restock. Gotcha. That's what I thought. Okay. Kiss. Carnival of Souls, the German edition with the alternate S's, $44.99. Kiss, Carnival of Souls, that is $44.99. Michael Nath wants the Carole King. We have Sherry Darnell wanting an Audio Slave. And we will start a waiting list for the Carole King live in Hyde Park. Paul Brothers, you will be first. And the last 2 records I have in this crate is Kiss, the Peter Criss picture disc. Kiss, Peter Criss picture disc, $36.99. Chris D. Lorenzo wants a Peter Criss picture disc. These are $36.99. Wow, that crate got wiped out. Not much left in there. I've got 2 copies of Audio Slave, Out of Exile, $59.99. White Stripes Elephant, $49.99. Kiss, Carnival of Souls, $44.99. And Peter Criss, and that is $36.99. Not Peter Criss, Carnival of Souls. Gotcha. Tag him a Carnival of Souls, not the Peter Criss. Makes sense. He put Kiss and not Peter. Okay, I'm going to bring up a new crate of vintage. I have a whole nother crate of new vinyl to do after that one. Mostly new releases and stuff that I've never had before. So that will be fun. But as of right now, I'm going to bring out a new crate of new vintage arrivals. Let me flip through it right quick. Most of the stuff we just bought today, so I honestly have absolutely no idea what's in here. But we're about to find out. We are about to find out. That first crate was promising, and I think this one here is no different. Well, this is going to be good. We have about 20 Beatles records in a row, so that's going to be the first thing we show here. Please do not comment the Beatles. Please comment the name of the album. And you may want to give me a second to let you know what pressing it is, price, and all that, so we don't mess that up. Looks like from this part here of the crate is going to be all Beatles records. So let me put up 2 new Japanese auctions while we're doing that. Let me figure out what I've done with them. I've stacked stuff all on top of them. Let me move that and move that. All right, next 2 Japanese auctions. Let's see what we got back here in the back. Footloose and Stevie Wonder. There we go. All right, we have Footloose soundtrack. The original Footloose soundtrack in shrink wrap. This has the hop sticker with Kenny Loggins and Bonnie Tyler, the #1 hop sticker. Huge movie worldwide, the Footloose soundtrack. You get a near mint and pristine Japanese LP. We have the 2-page flip, and we have the cover with shrink wrap. We have over 50 First State butcher covers in stock. 50 First State butcher covers in stock, actually. Stevie Wonder, Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants. Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants. This is a $45 start. $45 start. That is near mint and pristine. There's 2 LPs. This comes with the poster. Yes, this album came with a poster. At least the Japanese version did. Look how nice. Doc, you're on. You missed a whole crate of jazz a while ago. I'm talking Monk, Miles, all kinds of stuff. If you're just hopping on, you missed it. It was the first crate of the night. Stevie Wonder, Doc is in at 45. Footloose is a 35. All right, so Beatles albums, please let me know that exact name of the album because it looks like the first part is all Beatles. Hear the Beatles Tell All, 1999. Hear the Beatles Tell All. That's a VJ reissue. VJ reissue. Let It Be, $24.99. This is also a bootleg. This is an unofficial copy of the Beatles' Let It Be. That's a bootleg, $24.99. Sell that to Josh Ragland. We'll call that a vintage bootleg. $44.99. This is $44.99. The Beatles 6. The Beatles 6. Rainbow Stereo Capitol label, $44.99. And this has the original Capitol inner sleeve, $44.99 for the Beatles 6. Josh Ragland got the Let It Be. Doc has Stevie for $45, going once, going twice. No bids yet on Footloose. $29.99 for Magical Mystery Tour. This is an 80s pressing. $29.99 for Magical Mystery Tour. That's pressed sometime in the 80s. $34.99 for the Beatles Love Songs. It has a little bit of sticker residue here, but this is the Beatles Love Songs, $29.99. And it does come with the lyric book. Tim Holloway wants Magical Mystery Tour. Michelle bid 30 on Footloose. I was actually looking for 35, but I don't know if that was an offer or a miscue, but I will start that at 30 if you're in at 30. And final call on both of those. $19.99. This is a bootleg of Introducing the Beatles. $19.99. This is the most counterfeited record of all time. Introducing the Beatles. $19.99. Usually if it says stereo, that's your first cue. Stereo copy is very hard to come by. Jim Nielsen has bid 35 on Footloose, so you're actually out. Let's see what we have here. Wow. I'm reading the back because it says $199.99. $199.99. We have 1969 UK, first press, misaligned apple, no Her Majesty. We were just talking about that. Abbey Road, this is UK, $199.99. Well, that's nice too. What was that other part he said? Misaligned apple, no Her Majesty. Maybe right back here. Abbey Road, $199.99. That is not the one I listened to last night. No, I've got another one right here. Ah, I see what he's talking about now. Yeah. On the left, I have about a 71 US press. There's the apple. This one is the first press UK that John just bought. The apple's over here, and it also doesn't have Her Majesty. Oh, wait a minute. He said $149.99. He made an offer on it. Let me think about that. But that's $49.99 if anybody wants it. We showed that one the other night. All right, let me go ahead and sell Doc Smith, Stevie Wonder for $45 so I can bring up something new and let them bid on Footloose because now we're at 36, now 37. We have $39.99 for the Beatles' Hard Day's Night. This is a 1970 Liberty United Artists label. $39.99. Don't see that one as often. $39.99, that color or that version of that label, and all the hundreds of copies of this that we have. $39.99. $49.99 for the Beatles 6, another copy, the Beatles 6. Very clean stereo press of that. 65 stereo, $49.99. Rubber Soul is $34.99. This is in shrink wrap. It's an Apple reissue. That is $34.99. Not bad whatsoever there. In shrink wrap, it's a punch hole. $34.99. Very nice. And the early Beatles is $29.99. The early Beatles, $29.99. And that looks like an 80s press on that. Tim Holloway first on Hard Day's Night. Hard Day's Night sold to Tim Holloway. And Footloose is now at 38. Jim Nilsson, you're out on Footloose. $49.99 for Something New. This is a 1964 stereo press. Something New. There's the original capital inner sleeve. $49.99. Very clean copy. So just so y'all know, you may run across Beatles records. You may see them. They're usually like destroyed, okay? Just a quick little... These are exceptionally nice, as you can see. They're usually... They look like people have stomped on them and kids took a knife to them. That's why this is $50, okay? So if you do any kind of price shopping or may see them, you might understand that if we're putting out a nice copy of Something New for $50, this is a very nice copy. The world's population of most of these Beatles records, I can bring you a stack up here that you probably don't even want to put on your turntable because it could damage your cartridge. They're absolutely destroyed. So that's what's going on with that. Okay, $49.99. $49.99 for a 1976 Capitol pressing of the Beatles White Album. $49.99. This is the Beatles White Album. That's on this orange Capitol label. $49.99, and that has the photos with it. That has the photos with it. That has the photos with it. Okay, let me put that back up here. If I can get it back in its sleeve. What's going on in here? It's got one of these die cut. Let me show you the worst inner sleeves of all time. Y'all ready to see the worst inner sleeves of all time? There's the photos of the Beatles. That's not what's worst. It's these inner sleeves right here. I no longer order these whatsoever. The ones with the center. Because what happens is when you're trying to put it back in here, it gets rammed into this like that, and then it rips, and you have to, it feels like you're cramming it in there. You got to completely take it out. That's why you need to replace these with anti-statics and keep it not in the jacket. We don't do that for time purposes, and we wouldn't get nearly as many records put out if we was trying to replace all this stuff and get it the way it should be. So, okay, and there's the photos. I think somebody has claimed this. Let me get back up to the top and figure out what's going on. We had, we had Footloose at $37.38. Tim Holloway got Hard Day's Night. Footloose is at $40. And then we had Nigel Del Rocket said he was going to take the Abbey Road at full price. John Young had dibs. And then John says, I'll take it at full price then. So that's sold to John Young at sticker, $199.99. Tim Holloway wants the White Album. That's sold to Tim Holloway. And I think we are caught up now. So I need a final call on Footloose. Jim Nilsson's at 40. Michelle, if you've said out, I don't see it. And she just said out. So final call on that, then I'll put up 2 new auctions. Okay, $29.99 for Hey Jude. Gold stamp promo. It's an 80s press. Gold stamp promo. That's pretty cool. Gold stamp promo of Hey Jude, pressed sometime in the 80s. And we have the Beatles 65, $69.99 for the Beatles 65. Wow, this is extremely nice. Beatles 65. John has that as 64. $69.99 on the Beatles 65. This is a 1964 Scranton press of Meet the Beatles, $69.99. Meet the Beatles, $69.99. We have that tagged as a 64 Scranton press. 64 Scranton press. It's actually, why do we have it in a resealable bag? That's odd. Must be the way we got it. Let's see here. There is the label. I have no idea how he's able to tag this many this fast, because I've looked up these records before and I spend hours trying to figure out like 10 of them. Makes my head hurt. Michael Church first to Hey Jude. Michael Church first to Hey Jude. Let's go ahead and sell Footloose. That's sold to Jim Nilsson for $40. I'll grab 2 new auctions in just a second. Average White Band, Warmer Communications. That is sealed, $14.99. Average White Band, Warmer Communications, $14.99. That is sealed. Average wideband warmer communications. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, spinners. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, spinners. That is 1977 sealed. 1999. Sinatra and Strings. Sinatra and Strings is $14.99. It's Frank Sinatra. Blood Rock Passage, $19.99. Blood Rock Passage is $19.99. Blood Rock Passage. And Jackson Browne, self-titled, $14.99. Jackson Browne, self-titled. That's his debut album, $14.99. Jackson Browne, Lawyers in Love, that's $14.99. $14.99. And The Doors, Strange Days, $64.99. $64.99. It's a 1967 CTH press. 67 CTH press. The Doors, Strange Days, $64.99. It does have this mangled corner down here, FYI. Very nice looking vinyl though. Let me take another look at that. Very nice. Okay, Marshall Bassett wants the Jackson Browne, self-titled. Dr. Mize, we got a $50 offer on the Beatles 65. We have a $50 offer on this one. And we have a best deal on something new. Best deal on something new. This, I will let y'all know about both of those in just a second. I'll put them right up here for right now. And then we have Jesse Hood on average wideband. Jesse Hood on, that was the first one back here, the sealed copy. Sell that to J Hood. I guess that is Jesse Hood, right? J Hood, Jesse Hood. Steve Winwood Chronicles. This is sealed, $29.99. Steve Winwood Chronicles, $29.99 with hype sticker, $29.99. That is Steve Winwood Chronicles. The Doors, LA Woman, $34.99. This is a reissue, red Electro label reissue, $34.99. Jim Nilsson on the Steve Winwood. Let me put these two in the back so I don't forget about it. I got to put the Meet the Beatles back in a sleeve, and let me go grab two new Japanese auctions, which are right here behind me. REO Speedwagon, and I think we've already sold one Mr. Mister. Here's another. This is REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity. REO Speedwagon. Near mint and pristine Japanese pressing of High Infidelity, REO Speedwagon. That is $35 start. Has the, I was about to say, where's the inserts at? They always have inserts with them. There's the Japanese insert cover with Obi. That's a $35 start for REO Speedwagon High Infidelity. And Mr. Mister, I think we sold one of these last night, if not Monday. Welcome to the Real World, $45 start. Mr. Mister, welcome to the Real World. Super nice. Has two Japanese inserts with it. No condition notes on the vinyl. Really nice cover of Obi. $45 start on that. $35, now $40 on REO. Looking for a $40 start on that. $34.99 for Steve Winwood. Unfortunately, Brett wrote his name on his nose and his lips, but this is an awesome Steve Winwood compilation. $34.99. Very nice. It's got a clip corner. That's about the only thing wrong with it, unfortunately. 2 LP compilation. Blood Rock Live. Blood Rock Live is $29.99. Blood Rock Live, $29.99. That's a 2 LP. And The Doors, Absolutely Live, $34.99. The Doors, Absolutely Live. Very clean copy because that is a red and black Electra label reissue, $34.99. LA Woman was also $34.99. The Doors, LA Woman, that's also $34.99. Red Electra label. Tower of Power, live and living in color, $19.99. Shooting Star is $9.99. Shooting Star, $9.99. $14.99 for Tower of Power, Ain't Nothing Stopping Us Now. $14.99 for TOP. $39.99 for Buffalo Springfield. What a nice looking copy. $39.99. Calvin Ward, you're first to TOP. That's Tower of Power. Let me know if you want Ain't Nothing Stopping Us Now and Live and in living color. Boy, that's hard to say. So Calvin, let me know. If not, Jeff McMaster wants, I think, both of them. 10 Years After, Cricklewood Green. $19.99 for Cricklewood Green, 10 Years After. Calvin Ward wants the live, and Jeff McMaster is going to get the other one. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. Tower of Power again. We came to play. Tower of Power, 1999. Nice looking copy. 1999. And Styx Cornerstone. Styx Cornerstone, 1999. Jeff just wanted the second one. That's the one you ended up with. Let's see here. And Jeff gets Tower of Power again. So I think he got 2 of those 3. That's sold to Jeff as well. Update on our auctions. Jim Nielsen is at 42 on REO Speedwagon. Everybody else is out. Still no bids on Mr. Mister, looking for a $45 start. Barbara Streisand, Stony Inn. Barbara is $9.99. Also $9.99 is Atlanta Rhythm Section, a rock and roll alternative. I'm So Into You, their smash song, $9.99. Eric Clapton was here, $34.99. Live, Eric Clapton, $34.99. Jeff McMaster, was there another Tower of Power? No. You've got, oh no, that already came in. The comment that just popped up was Styx for Ron Stoltz. He wants Styx Cornerstone. That's sold to Ron. Carly Simon Torch, $9.99. Fred Carnell's at 43 on REO Speedwagon. Greg Rogers first to Atlanta Rhythm Section. Jim's back in on 44 on REO Speedwagon. And the Bee Gees, Spirits Having Flown. The Bee Gees is $14.99. REO Speedwagon's at $44 with Jim Nielsen. So that means we have I have a couple offers in here. Now, just a quick timeout. I have already taken a couple offers on new arrivals tonight, and I'll probably do the same on this, or at least work out a deal. But 9 times out of 10, new arrival bins are straight price. Now, I know we do have some pricier records in this bin, and but as you see, sometimes I take offers on stuff, and there's somebody watching that's right down the road, not right down the road, but right down the line in the comments that would be willing to pay full price. So that's why sometimes I'm hesitant. That's why I give it a few minutes. So I'm going to show these again. If you have any offers, just go ahead and submit them again. And I'm going to read through these, what's left, one more time. Then I've got new vinyl. I've got more vintage arrivals, and we'll be doing auctions all night. So Jim Nielsen, Fred Carnell, you're out. 44 on that. Whenever I sell REO, I'm going to make that a buy it now. Until then, I'm going to leave it up there. Something New, the Beatles, 64 stereo press. That is $49.99. The Beatles 65 is $69.99. That's a 1964. Here, the Beatles Tell All. This was pressed and pressed. They made this all through the 80s. The actual authentic ones are never stereo. They're actually quite rare. That is $19.99. The Beatles 6 is $44.99 from 1965. The Beatles Love Songs, a great 2 LP compilation, $34.99. Introducing the Beatles once again. This was pressed a billion times, $19.99. But, I mean, it's still great music. Don't let that distract you. But from what it is, $19.99. The Beatles 6, $49.99, 1965 stereo. Rubber Soul is surprisingly still here. It's an Apple pressing in shrink wrap, $34.99. Beautiful jacket. Look at the spine. Why hasn't anybody bought this yet? $34.99 Apple pressing of Rubber Soul in shrink wrap. The early Beatles, also in shrink wrap, $29.99. And Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow, The Spinners. That is 1977 stereo. That is $19.99. Sinatra and Strings. This is $14.99. Sinatra and Strings, $14.99. Okay, we are still bidding on REO Speedwagon. We had 44. Terry Westwood's at 45. John said Something New, $39.99. There was also somebody else interested in that. I forgot who said. Somebody asked me what was my best price, and I don't think I've actually told them yet what my best price was. Justin Dean says, I'll take Frank Sinatra if you still have it. Running a tiller. Okay. Sell this to Justin Dean. I still have it. So that's sold to Justin Dean. Sticker price. Let's see here. Number back of Rubber Soul. The Rubber Soul is a number 18. Number 18. 18. John Young, if you don't want that, Ivan Villavenicio does. So if you don't want that, John, that is sold to Ivan. Michael Bohannon wants Buffalo Springfield. Michael Bohannon wants Buffalo Springfield. Ivan says, I guess I'll take it. I was waiting for somebody to say that. John passes, so Rubber Soul does go to Ivan. There's Michael Bohannon's Michael Bohannon's Buffalo Springfield. REO Speedwagons at 45 with Terry Westwood. That's a final call, Terry Westwood. I don't think anybody said Alto yet. Blood Rock Passage is $19.99. Nathan Myers, Blood Rock 20. I think that's what I had it priced, or was you offering that for Blood Rock Live? That's $19.99. Jackson Brown, Lawyers in Love, $14.99 on shrink wrap. The Door, Strange Days, I'm going to go ahead and let you know the corner has been gnarled on, but you just need a replacement cover because the vinyl is super nice, $64.99. First label, gold Electra label, very clean, $64.99. Jim is back in on REO Speedwagon at $46. Steve Winwood, $34.99. That's a 2LP compilation. Blood Rock Live, if you want that, I'll do $25. That's Meeting in the Middle. The Doors is still available, absolutely live, $34.99. So is LA Woman, $34.99. And then we have Shooting Star, 10 Years After. Somebody asked if there was a poster in this. Somebody asked if there was a poster. I do not see a poster. No, that's just a very nice gatefold. No poster, though. Original inner sleeve. Barbra Streisand is $9.99. Eric Clapton was here. Carly Simon, and the Bee Gees. Okay, they're still bidding on REO Speedwagon, slowly but surely, in $1 increments. We are getting there. I just like for somebody to just slam the door and bid $65 on it. That would be great. That's how you bid. Just if something's at 44, 43, 44, 45, 46, just go ahead and bid $75 and slam the door. Okay. Let's see here. What year press of the LA Woman? This will be pressed sometime with this label. It's not a first press. This was probably pressed, that's probably late 70s or early 80s. The Doors LA Woman, I'm pretty sure. So, $1 bids. We eventually get them sold, but I could probably go through 50 times mini auctions every night if we did like $10 jumps on bids. Yeah, $1. I don't know if $1 strategy bids are good or not. I like the jumping up the bid by like $20 at a time. That immediately gets people out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and sell Nathan Myers the Live for $25. And I'll go ahead and sell you the other one for $15. So I'll sell both of those to Nathan, $25 and $15. Strange Days and Beatles 65, we are too far apart for sure on those two. And I think every other offer I've seen, we are too far apart. So I got the Doors, Bee Gees, Carly Simon, Eric Clapton, Barbra Streisand, 10 Years After, Shooting Star, The Doors, Steve Winwood, The Doors, Jackson Brown, Spinners, Early Beatles, Beatles 6, Introducing, Love Songs, Beatles 6, Hear the Beatles, Beatles 65, and Something New. This is $49.99. And the Beatles 65 is $69.99. Both very nice copy. The Doors price. We have, somebody asked the Doors price. Well, LA Woman is $34.99, but Monica says she will take it. Monica had already asked about that. That was so to Monica. The Doors Live in here is $34.99. $34.99. Nathan Myers wants an audio slave as well. Okay, I am changing crates. I feel like I've bounced around on those for the past half hour, but they're all still available. If anybody wants to buy them, the only thing you have to do is say sold such and such, right, Tanner? You just got to say sold such and such at full sticker price. That'd be the easiest way to buy those right now. I have new vinyl. I have new vinyl, a whole crate full of it here. A whole entire crate full of it here. We have REO Speedwagon sold to Jim Nielsen for $46. Jim gets REO Speedwagon for $46, and if anybody wants Mr. That's a $45 buy it now. I think we sold one of those last night or the night before. This is a $45 buy it now on Mr. Welcome to the Real World. Welcome to the Real World. Audio Slave. I have not pulled one for Nathan Myers' Nest. Was Dwayne on the pre-order list? Dwayne on the pre-order list. I really don't know. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Dwayne, you're on there. Where did I do with those? We need to pull one for Nathan Myers. Is that right? How many does that leave me? That leaves me with one copy. One copy of Audio Slave. Okay. Next, we have the Tarantino Experience. This is $44.99. It does have a light scene split up here. We had two other copies come in. We had two copies come in that was a waiting list. Those were nice. Jason Kenton and Alice Lowry. So your copy come in. This is the Quentin Tarantino Experience, Take 3, Volume 3, 2LP, red and yellow vinyl. Those are tracks from his movies, $44.99. Audio Slave is $59.99. We have sold 74 copies. We have sold 74 copies. I'm sure we're about to sell number 75 at some point tonight. Jedit wants the Barbra Streisand. You sure can get that. That was in that last crate, which has disappeared. Boy, these crates are disappearing on me. Here it is. Barbra Streisand. That was Stoney's Inn. Stony Inn. That is sold to Jedit. That's sold to Jedit. So Todd, if you want the Audio Slave, now is the time because I'm about to sell that one to John Stotts. John Stotts just said Audio Slave. So looks like we're about to sell it to somebody, and then I'm going to have to take a waiting list for more. So I got to do that. Okay, I got a restock. We sold out of this the other night. U2 18 singles. U2 18 singles, that is $38.99. U2 18 singles, that is 18 tracks. They're singles, $38.99. Great compilation there. A restock of Bob Seger's Greatest Hits. Bob Seger's Greatest Hits, $36.99. The waiting list for Bob Seger's Greatest Hits was David Eberly, Aaron Jolly, and Susie Breedlove. That is sold and sold. I had a waiting list for that. David Eberly, Aaron Jolly, and Susie Breedlove. 3 copies of Motorhead 1916. Motorhead 1916, $34.99. Back on vinyl for the first time in over a decade. Motorhead 1916, $34.99. Dennis Nelson wants a 1916. Susie, I've already got you a Bob Seger pulled. Bob Riger needs to put back the Cult Love. He needs to put that back. How much is Quentin Tarantino Experience? $44.99. And this one has a light seam split along the top. Has a light seam split along the top. Bleach TV Animation Bleach Soundtrack, Volume 1 and 2. That is on transparent blue vinyl, $44.99. Paul Brothers. Paul Brothers, I've already got you down for one. I have one extra there if anybody wants it. The 60s British Invasion Goes Metal. That's called Harder and Heavier. Harder and Heavier. That's on red and blue vinyl. That is featuring members of Twisted Sister, AC/DC, King's X, Anthrax, New York Dolls, Night Ranger, Motorhead, Quiet Riot, and White Lion doing some of the 60s British Invasions hits like Paint It Black, Mighty Quinn, She's Not There, Wild Thing, I'm a Man. And there was a waiting list for that. John Porter. One person, John Porter, I've already got one pulled for you. The Cult Love, Todd, is $31.99. Thelonious Monk with John Coltrane. Monk and Coltrane, that's on purple vinyl, $28.99. U2 was $38.99. Monk and Coltrane, Michael Nath. Michael Nath, he was on a waiting list for that. Dr. Dre, this is a new reissue. Comes out, one of the few things that actually comes out Friday that's not a record store day release. The Chronic. This is a 2LP remaster, $46.99. Dr. Dre, The Chronic. I've got 3 of those, $46.99. Todd Tempton says he will take the Cult. We'll pull that off Bob's ticket and we'll put it on yours. Stacy Metternich wants one of the Harder and Fasters. Joe Barrio says take him off the Audio Slave pre-order. So we have a freed up Audio Slave now. Was there anybody on a waiting list right then or not? So looks like I have an extra Audio Slave if anybody wants that. Sherry Darnell wants Monk and Colt. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. Dr. Dre sold to John Duran, Jeff McMaster, and Jeff McMaster is going to take that Audio Slave that was just freed up. So now we have a waiting list if Alan Jonathan wants on it, because I've got to order more of those. So Alan, let me know. It's like we're +1, -1, +1. We've been teetering on that brink. Now we are -1. So I have sold one more than what I have of Alan Jonathan. Since 2020, this COVID stuff, of course, vinyl production was like way down, and stuff was so limited, so hard to get. 3 years later, they still can't keep up with production. I'm still being allocated on stuff. New vinyl is, if you looked at it on a graph, vinyl sales, it would be off the chart. They still can't keep up with production. That's why I was shorted on Metallica. That's why that Cult on red vinyl I was initially shorted. The waiting times to get stuff pressed on vinyl, more and more plants are opening up. It's incredible. They always underestimate stuff. So if you see something on hand, I would grab it, because sometimes if you think you're going to want it, because it's either going to go out of print, it's going to be a while before we get it back in, or the price is going to go way up if it goes out of print. One Dr. Dre. So Alan Jonathan on the Audio Slave list. U2, Live Under a Blood Red Sky. U2 is $33.99. Live Under a Blood Red Sky. That is $33.99. Neck Deep. This was a new release, I think, for last Friday. Rain in July, 10th anniversary on orange vinyl. $28.99. Run the Jewels. CU4TRO. Run the Jewels. I don't know what this is. Reimagine their hit album RTJ4. $44.99. I don't know a lot about that. Painkiller, Judas Priest. Haven't had that in a while. Surprise restock. Judas Priest Painkiller, $28.99. I do have the new Metallica. It is right over here. The new Metallica is on black vinyl, $39.99. $39.99. Stephanie Harder wants one, and anybody else. I could really use some purple. I have about 89 people wanting a purple copy, but I don't think they're going to make any more. So, Nathan, let me know if you want one. We only got 32 copies of the purple vinyl indie exclusive, and I had ordered 200 of them. So we were very limited. I'd ordered 200 of them. Really disappointing. Did I get the YouTube Blood Red Sky already? I have no idea, but we can check. Darren Wortman wants a Judas Priest. Brandon Jackson wants a Judas Priest. Scotty Hypes wants a Judas Priest. Todd Tipton, if it's okay, I'll put you on a waiting list. I only have 3 copies of that, and those are already spoken for. Now that's what I call country classics from the 90s. I don't think I've had this before, but boy, this is a great compilation. Colored vinyl, $33.99. $33.99. Billy Ray Cyrus, Martina McBride, Trisha Yearwood, Alan Jackson, Dwight Yoakam, Brooks and Dunn, Reba McEntire, Travis Tritt, Deanna Carter, Lone Star, George Strait, Kenny Chesney. Wow, that's one of the few things I see Kenny Chesney on. She thinks my tractor's sexy. Vince Gill, Diamond Rio, Neil McCoy, Toby Keith. I've only got one of those, and I don't know if I just ordered one or that's all they sent me. So we need to definitely take a waiting list for that if anybody else wants one. 90s country classics, which, by the way, is very hard to find on vinyl. 90s. I mean, some of these artists, a couple of these albums were never even pressed on vinyl, like Kenny Chesney. That George Strait from 1997, I think that's very difficult to get if it was even made on vinyl. And then Billy Ray Cyrus, that album that's on, that was either not pressed on vinyl or it's like $100+. So that is $33.99. No Garth Brooks. You won't see him on anything. No, he don't license his stuff to anybody. Greg Stone got that one. Susie on a waiting list. Francis Dren and Paul Brothers, Stacey Metternich, and John Duran. Craig just posted the track listing. Thank you, Craig. This is a new release. New released. This is Sublime. $5 at the door. New Sublime album. This is live at Trestle Tavern, 1994. This is the indie exclusive on yellow vinyl. I've got 3 copies, and the pre-order for that was Richard Davis, Jason Kenton, Brandon Jackson, Rich Record, Joe Musser, Sean Ballinger, and James Bragg. That's a new release for Sublime. Michelle also on that Now Country list. Yes, we will definitely be getting the Greta Van Fleet. They're going to be doing an indie exclusive. They have not posted the track listing, or excuse me, they have not posted the artwork or the price or details for that. But when I do have the Greta Van Fleet available, it will be posted in our group for pre-order. Yes, and they will be doing an indie exclusive. Let's cross our fingers and hope it's not allocated. Let me see what's I got in here. Let's put up 2 new Japanese auctions. I've got Jefferson Starship, and I've got Duran Duran. That's going to be our next 2 auctions here. So there's that and that. All right, so we had Michelle on the Now Country waiting list. Jared Benoit wants to put back Angel Corpse from last night, but he said he will take a 1916 from Motorhead. So we'll do that swap for Jared. Jason Kenton wanted a Sublime, but he said never forgot. He already pre-ordered it with us. And Kevin, we can write down your name now, but what you'll have to do is when that post is live, I'll tag you, but or message you or something, but you have to make sure you comment there first. That's how I keep up with order. So in case we're allocated, everybody gets in the right order. Sublime is $39.99. Sublime is $39.99. The pre-orders on stuff that's heavily allocated, I have to make sure everybody comments in case there's like 99 pre-orders and we only get 50. You know, everybody gets them in that order. Bob Marley Exodus, $36.99. Bob Marley Exodus, $36.99. Hopefully Greta's a little smarter and they pressed a ton of them. But what's weird about their stuff is they repress the indie exclusive of their other album. They repress some later. Exodus is the Tough Gong. These are not pressed in Jamaica. These are pressed in the United States. Look, this says pressed in Kingston, Jamaica, and there's a made in the USA sticker. I don't know if that's for the jacket. I don't know if that's for the jacket or the vinyl. Pressed in Kingston, Jamaica, and right below it, made in the United States of America. Wow, that's misleading. $36.99 for Bob Marley. The Best of the Yardbirds. This is actually a new repackaged release for that. $38.99. Featuring the hits For Your Love, Heart Full of Soul, Still I'm Sad, Shapes of Things, limited edition translucent blue vinyl, the Yardbirds. That's in a very odd jacket too. It's like a 5 mil music on vinyl jacket. That's on blue vinyl, $38.99. Ah, finally, the restock of Weezer, the Green Album, direct metal mastering. Weezer, the Green Album, $34.99. $34.99. And there was somebody that's been waiting on this for a long time, Austin Cauldron. Austin Cauldron. So Weezer's $34.99. Let's see here. Susie Breelove on that Yardbirds release. Guns N' Roses Lies. Yeah, hopefully that comes soon. Eric Fisher on Weezer. Andrew Schoen on Weezer. And is Metallica black vinyl? Yes, Metallica is black vinyl. Sherry Darnell wants on the Yardbirds waiting list. And the new David Bowie, Aladdin Sane, 50th anniversary half-speed master. And I know from the Ziggy Stardust, y'all remember how it had this Obi on it? This record was cut on a fully customized late Newman VM S80 lathe with fully recapped electronics from 192 kilohertz restored masters of the original. The last time they had one of those, that was a fantastic sounding record. That was Ziggy Stardust. This is Aladdin Sane. I don't know if this was allocated or I only got one copy, but I only have one copy and it's sold to Tony Shore. That was a lot of new vinyl. And Stacy, I agree. There's a lot of new releases to keep up with. Even for me, I spent over 4.5 hours last night ordering stuff. My eyes were burning. I looked at my laptop for so long. Including Record Store Day titles and Funkos. I filtered it where I could see all the new Funkos, all the new toys. There was like 4,000 new releases for this week. That was CDs, cassettes, Funkos, toys, everything my distributors carry. 4,000. I went through everything. I made sure I had Funkos ordered, toys. There was a couple cassettes that I back ordered. I was like, my gosh. These warehouses they store all this stuff in is incredible, by the way. New releases on vinyl. including Record Store Day stuff, 1,272 new releases. 1,272 new releases for Friday. Over 1,200 new releases, and that includes Record Store Day stuff, though. So that's incredible. And I looked through all that because there's some things I want for Record Store Day, and my eyes were hurting, and I went back through and ordered stuff. I back-ordered cassettes and everything. Jefferson Starship, Freedom at Point Zero. Jefferson Starship is a $35 start. Freedom at Point Zero, $35 start. Freedom at Point Zero. We have this insert here. We have this insert with it, this Japanese insert. And we have a very nice jacket with Obi. And this has their hit song, Jane, on it. Jane's on there. That's a $35 start. I don't know if we've ever had a Japanese pressing of that. Jefferson Starship and Duran Duran Arena. Duran Duran Arena is a $35 start. I need to mute my mic for 1 second. Okay. Duran Duran Arena. Had to take care of some administrative business. $35 start for Duran Duran Arena. You've probably seen this before. It's an awesome live Duran Duran. Awesome live Duran Duran. There is the insert. There is the other Japanese like booklet. And that is a $35 start. He must have ate Taco Bell. No Taco Bell. Private conversation between me and Tanner. Now, did I miss anything else? Also waiting on All the Worlds of Stage. If anybody needs a All the Worlds of Stage, let me know right now. Darren Meyer says he needs one, and Hendry says he needs one. That's odd. You should have already been tagged for one. So we'll take down y'all's names and make sure if you don't have one on your most recent invoice, let me know. Okay, let me go through these titles one more time. Why does everybody assume I was talking about food? That's kind of rude, isn't it, Tanner? They assume I'm just talking about food. Forgot to mute your mic. Well, somebody said that last night, and I was like, well, oh well. If you heard me, you heard me. It wasn't about y'all, I promise. It was about one person, but not about y'all. Tarantino Experience, $44.99. This is on red and yellow vinyl. It has a light scene split. If no one buys this one, I'm going to return it because it has a scene split, but most people's okay with that. $44.99. We have U2 singles. This had been out of print for a long time. I had 5 copies on Monday night. We sold them all. Here are the rest of them. 3 more. Beautiful Day, still hadn't found what I was looking for. Pride, With or Without You, Vertigo, New Year's Day, Mysterious Way, all those great. It's pretty much like a U2 greatest hits of all eras. You know, they do the 80 to 90 and 90 to 2000. This is like a U2 hits from all eras, $38.99. The classic and timeless Bob Seger's greatest hits, another 2 LP loaded track list, $36.99. Last copy of 1916 Motorhead, $34.99. The Bleach anime soundtrack, blue vinyl, $44.99. Dr. Dre, The Chronic, $46.99. U2 live Under a Blood Red Sky, $33.99. Surprised I hadn't sold out of that again. Stacey Brown wants Bob Seger. That's sold to Stacey Brown. We have Neck Deep, $28.99 for Neck Deep. The new Run the Jewels remix, $44.99. Sublime, indie exclusive, $5 at the door, $39.99. Bob Marley Exodus. I'm assuming the vinyl was pressed in Jamaica and the jacket was made in the United States. And that is $36.99. And then Weezer, the Green Album, 2 left, $34.99. Just wait, in about 2 weeks, somebody will be asking for that, and we won't have it. Stacey Brown on, did I already pull Bob Seger for Stacey? I think so, yeah. Yep, okay, and then Belinda Dobb wants The Chronic, last copy. That's the new 2 LP remaster of that. $35 starts on Starship and Duran Duran. Let me grab a new crate of vintage arrivals coming up right now. New crate of vintage arrivals. We are sold out of audio slaves. We still have the new white stripes on colored vinyl, and we have what else? We have something else that was a big seller tonight. We still got a few more copies left. Let me take a peek in this other crate and see what we got. So far, the new vintage stuff tonight has been quite exciting. We had some stuff walk in the door today, literally, and that's always good when we can buy stuff here in the store. It's this looks like I wonder what pressing this is. Interesting. Okay. Alrighty, let's go through this stuff here. No punk tonight. That might relieve some of y'all, or hardcore. I don't think it's punk, so I don't think it's punk, but it's the Beatles 65 and Strange Days 95. Please, Mark Cunningham said. Well, I think we had 65 on one of them, and I think almost like 70 on the other. That's why I've kind of been dodging your offers. Which one are you interested in? Beatles 65. I'm at 70 and 65. I'm at, what was it? Yeah, is that what I was at? 70 and 65. That is 130. That's 135, right? Yeah, 135. And you're at 95. Coletco sticker. Boy, is Doug still not putting stickers in packages? I'll get that fixed. Okay? Mark, I'm at what did I just say? 135. 125. You're getting two very nice records. 125. That's my counter back to you. 125. All right, new vintage arrivals. I have no idea what's in here. We have Vanguard, Hard Road to Travel, Vanguard, 2008 German pressing, yellow clear vinyl, $24.99. Laura Branigan. This has her hit song Gloria on it, $9.99. The Rolling Stones Dirty Work with partial shrink wrap, $34.99. The Temptations Wings of Love, $14.99. Sheriff, $19.99. I think there was some kind of story on this. They released the single for this and they were blurred out. You didn't know what the band looked out, and then like when the album came out, you actually got to see them for the first time. Is that how that worked? $19.99. Wow, it's Mark's birthday? Wow. We might work a deal out with them. Brent McKinney on Laura Branigan. John Porter first to The Temptations. I'm waiting for him to make a very fair counteroffer to my counteroffer. I will consider that The Doors has been chewed on by a rat. The Doors, but think about that in a nice jacket, if you could ever upgrade your jacket. Oh my gosh. Big Fun, Shalimar, $14.99. Big Fun, Shalimar. Story of the Stones, 30 original greats by the Rolling Stones. That is from Portugal, pressed in 1982, sealed, $34.99. Robin Trower, In City Dreams, $19.99. Robin Trower, In City Dreams, $19.99. The Jimi Hendrix Concerts, $39.99, contains previously unreleased performances at the time. 1982, Jimi Hendrix Concerts, $39.99. Buddy Miles, A Message to the People, $29.99. Buddy Miles, A Message to the People, $29.99. Buddy Miles. Bob Dylan and the Band, U.S. Press. Looks very clean, $39.99. Bob Dylan and the Band, $39.99. The Best of Willie Nelson, $14.99. The Best of Willie Nelson, $14.99. Experience, original soundtrack, Jimi Hendrix, $34.99. Experience. All right, Paul Gill's first on Willie. Kirk, I'm glad you bid because I kind of forgot about these. Duran Duran is sold to Kirk Fields for $35. He just bid. It's automatically yours. Who wants Jefferson Starship for a $35 buy it now? That's a $35 buy it now if anybody wants it. Paul got Willie. Brent Rabley on the Stones. Brent Rabley on the story of the Stones. And Bob McKinney on Robin Trower in City Dreams. In City Dreams. Mark Cunningham, send me your best offer. I'm talking about if your life depended on making the deal. Your best offer on those two records. And then I'll see how much you value your life, I guess. Herb Albert, Rise. Boy, that's a good song. This is a very cool 12-inch single promotional copy on clear vinyl. $9.99. $9.99. Kinetic Discord. Kinetic Discord. We got some stuff, some hardcore mixed in here. $19.99. Tony Shore first to Herb Albert. Rudder Butter was second. Fred, I see your offer for Buddy Miles, but I'm just going to skip over it for right now. Dizzy Gillespie, $14.99. Dizzy Gillespie, $14.99. Of course, that woke up Mike Massey. He heard Kinetic Disorder. That is sold to Mike Massey. Air Supply, Now and Forever. That's a sealed copy, $14.99. Air Supply, Now and Forever. Justin Dean, you were third on Rise. Has everybody ever heard Herb Albert's Rise? If you probably don't know it, you've probably heard it once you hear it, if you know what I mean. It's one of those like, I know what that is. Jimi Hendrix, Kiss the Sky. This was the this was the second Jimi Hendrix record I ever owned. And this right here freaked me out. I was like, what is this? What is this strip of paper on it? I never did really like it. I ended up taking it off. But audiophile quality vinyl, digitally remastered, 150 gram, also available on cassette, it says, $34.99. Are You Experienced? $34.99. This is a must-have for any collection, $34.99. This is a later reissue, but look how nice, $34.99. Nice jacket too, $34.99. Put Francis on that waiting list with Sherry Darnell on the Yardbirds. And Stronghold Split. Stronghold Split is $49.99, 2006 clear vinyl. Mark Cunningham. Let me pull out these two records and take a look at them. He's really wanting Strange Days, and he's really wanting this copy here. Boy, this is a nice copy of Beatles 65. All right, well, I think it's Mark's birthday, unless they're telling me a fib. So we're going to sell him both of these for $105. Look at the nice jacket here. Whoa. That's a nice copy. We're going to sell these to Mark Cunningham for $105, Tanner. There's the Beatles 65, and then this really nice copy of Strange Days. When I say really nice, I'm referring to the original label, 67, super clean vinyl, original inner sleeve. But I probably wouldn't be doing that if this corner wasn't damaged. So I guess that's a plus and minus for you, Mark. That's also so to Mark. Both of those for $105. Happy birthday. Let's see here. Lightning Strikes Policide, Seth in his head, compilation. Chad finalizing this deal. Deal is finalized. We have the original soundtrack album to Bernard Herrmann's Sisters. That is $19.99. I finally found one with a die-cut cover. $22.99. It's not in the best of shape, the cover, but sticks to with the die-cut cover. Finally. Man, I think that's the first one I've ever had with a die-cut cover, and I didn't even know I had it until right now. Sticks to, $22.99. Jefferson Starship, $14.99. Dragonfly, $14.99. Jeff McMaster on sticks. Jeff McMaster on sticks. I bet Wayne Titsworth will comment too. He did, but it auto-corrected to Jeff. He was third. Delbert McClinton, second win. Delbert McClinton is $9.99. Jeff Murphy and Salt. Jeff Murphy and Salt, $9.99. Buddy Miles, We've Got to Live Together, $14.99. So Jeff got sticks, Mike was second. I'm assuming Wayne was third, but the autocorrect got him. And then John Porter wants the Jefferson Starship. Speaking of that, this was a $35 buy it now. I don't think anybody claimed it. I knew Wayne was looking for that. I didn't even know I had it. I actually know what a lot of y'all are looking for. It's just my job to go out and find them. That's the hard part. I know most of what y'all are looking for and what you want to buy, but it's just going out and finding them. That's a challenge. And finding them from people who are willing to resell them where I can actually make money on them. That's the hardest part, buying them where... But I don't think I've ever really went anywhere and not got a deal done with somebody on a collection. Sometimes I've paid more than I've wanted to, but I rarely don't go somewhere and not make a deal, especially out of state or something. But okay, there's our two new auctions. I'll put those up in just a second. Randy does want the Jefferson Starship for $35. That just leaves Mr. Mister. That's the only thing that hadn't got a bid tonight. Robin Trower, twice removed from yesterday, $19.99. Marshall Tucker Band, Long Hard Ride, $14.99. And the Rolling Stones, Historia de la Musica Rock, $19.99. That's in shrink wrap, $19.99. I don't know if I've ever seen the Rolling Stones one. These are Spanish compilations. They made a whole series of them. That is $19.99. Well, that might have just accidentally got shown, so I'll go ahead and show it. That's Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor in the original brown bag, $39.99. This is cover variant B. Cover variant B, $39.99. Let's see here. Charlie DeFrank on Delbert condition. Delbert was near mint. Nice jacket too. VG Plus or better jacket. Near mint on that. John Porter wants the Robin Trower. Ernest Rogers, did Tanner Hackett ever find the record I was looking for? He said no frowny face. No frowny face. Jim Nelson wants Led Zeppelin. And let me go ahead and introduce our next two Japanese auctions. We have what's that say? Your Poll Winners, P-O-L-L. Your Poll Winners, the Rolling Stones Golden Album. Wow, that's something I've never seen before, Japanese pressing. By the way, on YouTube and Facebook, I've got us with 205 viewers. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. It's almost top of the hour, which means it's almost 9 o'clock. We're going to be live until probably 10:30, doing new arrivals and going back through records. Then we're probably going to take a break and then come back and do half off from like 11 to 12. It's me and Tanner here tonight. Seth is down in Louisiana in the swamp. He sent us a video today of an alligator. I hope he comes back alive. That's not a good place for Seth to be. The Rolling Stones is a $45 start. Now, no Obi on this one, but I'll go ahead and tell you, this is one I don't see too often. Probably a pretty pricey record with an Obi. This is a $45 start. There is the near mint and pristine vinyl. Nice jacket, even without the Obi. Paint It Black, Get Off My Cloud, Ruby Tuesday, As Tears Goes By, 19th Nervous Breakdown, Let's Spend the Night Together, Satisfaction, Dandelion. I like that one. Have You Ever Seen Your Mother? Lady Jane Tell Me, and We Love You. That's a $45 start. $45 start. And we have the very nice Beatles Love Songs. The Beatles Love Songs is going to be a $55 start. $55 start. Look at this beauty. Oh my gosh. UK Flag Series number 31. Beautiful jacket. It's got like a faux leather look to it. Awesome shot of the Beatles there. This is the softer side of the Beatles. Like You've Got to Hide Your Love Away and Michelle and I Love Her and all those great Lennon, Harrison. Does Ringo even have a song on here? Ringo may not have a song on here. Let's see here. I don't know if Ringo has a song on Love Songs. He may not. I can't. You know, this may be one of the few albums that Ringo's not actually singing on a song, huh? Well, I guess he probably didn't sing on too many of those early ones, or did he? I don't know. Now I've confused myself. This has got both booklets with it, and it is beautiful. This is a $55 start. It looks unplayed. $55 start. The Beatles love songs. $55 start. Okay, let's see what we have here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Jim Nelson, Rolling Stones, we've already pulled that. Rolling Stones, we got a $45 start. We got a $55 start on the Beatles. And let's continue with this crate. Ian Lloyd and Stories. Ian Lloyd and Stories, $19.99. Ernest says, willing to pay double if you can find it. Wow. Well, I don't know what that is, but let's move it up on the priority list. Randy Meisner, One More Song, $14.99. Randy Meisner, One More Song. Shooting Star, Silent Scream, Shooting Star, that is $9.99. Automatic Man, Visitors. Automatic Man, $19.99. We're now at 46 on the Stones and 60 on the Beatles. David Bowie, Tonight, $29.99 for David Bowie, Tonight. Tommy Bolin, Teaser, $19.99. Boston, Don't Look Back, $34.99. Boston, Don't Look Back, $34.99. Robert Palmer, Pressure Drop. There's tonight's nightly nudity, $19.99 on Pressure Drop, $19.99. Robert Palmer. Dave Mason, Headkeeper. Dave Mason, $9.99. Dave Mason, Headkeeper. Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen. Promo sticker, Tales from the Ozone, $19.99. Promo copy, Tales from the Ozone, $19.99. Gary Puckett and the Union Gap's Greatest Hits, $9.99. Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. Diodato in concert, Airto. That is $9.99. Okay, let's update our auctions because the two most recent bids is Nick Bargeron on the Rolling Stones at $50. No condition notes on this. No condition notes on the cover. No condition notes on the vinyl. I will say, though, on the gatefold, there's a little bit of the discoloration right here along the center spine, maybe up here. But other than that, really nice. Is that what's left of the Obi? Uh-oh, look what I found. How did that get tucked in there? Oh, I see what's going on. I bet Seth didn't notice this. I didn't notice this either. It's got pages with it. And I think I have located the Obi. Wow. It is completely ripped, though, or is it? No, it's not. It's just creased. Wow, this is significantly rose in value. This has got pages with it. I'm just now noticing this. Let's take a look at this. So, it's got pages with it. It's like a little book. There they are. The Rolling Stones. Now, I don't know if I'm going to attempt to get this back on here. Let me try to. But tell Seth he's fired. We found the Obi for this. These are very tricky to get back on here. I don't know if I want to try to do it right now. Yeah, I'm not going to try to do that right now. I don't want to rip anything or... There it is. Okay, so that has the Obi with it. You can get that back on there. It just takes a little bit of precision. And the vinyl is near mint and pristine. The last bid on that was with Nick Bargeron at $50. And then the Beatles love song, if I was grading this on a 10 scale, it would be a 9.5 plus. And that's at $60. John Porter is first on Gary. And that was Gary. What was Gary? Gary Newman to John, or excuse me, Gary Puckett to John Porter. Darren Meyer on Dave Mason. And Rolling Stones. Still no new bids on that. We have Jeff Beck, Tim Bogert, and Carmina Peace. That is $19.99. Sonny Rollins, the Blue Note reissue series. Sonny Rollins, 2LP, $24.99. Chick Corea, acoustic band, live. Chick Corea, $14.99. We have new bids on the Stones and the Beatles. Brent's at $53 on the Stones. The Beatles is at 68. The Electric Flag, the band kept playing. Electric Flag is $14.99. John Mayall, Empty Rooms. John Mayall is $34.99. Sheena Easton, A Private Heaven. Sheena Easton is $9.99. Country Joe McDonald, Rock and Roll Music from Planet Earth. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. Country Joe McDonald, $19.99. And we have the Gentrys. This is on the Sun label. It's a white label promo too. $19.99, the Gentrys, white label promo, Sun. Stones 53, Beatles 68, Stones 51. John Stites wants a Metallica, 72 Seasons. Anybody else? Black vinyl, only one available, $39.99. The Rolling Stones 55, the Beatles 70. Rob Scheffler on Sheena Easton. Sheena Easton. Which one has the Bond theme on it? I never can find that one. Rolling Stones now at 60, Beatles is at 70. Deodato 2. Deodato 2. We had some Deodato last night. Very cool listens, $14.99. The Pointer Sisters, Hot Together. The Pointer Sisters is $9.99. And Jeff Beck Flash, $19.99. Jeff Beck Flash. I got a new LP over here, if I can get to it, that I've been listening to. I've only got one copy, and I think somebody asked me in the group how much it was, and I finally found it, because I'm definitely keeping the other one I have. This is amazing. It sounds like Rush, Crown Lands, Fearless. This just came out. It's a 2 LP, $49.99. If you don't want to spend $50 on it before you listen to it, go stream it and listen to this first track. It's an epic, like 9-part song, like 2112. It's amazing. Come back. If you like Rush, you're going to love Crown Lands, and then you're going to want to buy it. If you like any kind of prog, it is amazing. So it is. I've been listening to it over and over. You can ask Tanner. Very good. Brian C. on Deodato. That's so to Brian C. And we have Julie Is Her Name. Julie London from 1958, $29.99. Julie London, Julie Is Her Name, Volume 2. Darren Wortman wants Crown Lands. I got to go back and figure out who asked me about that in the group so I can make sure I get them one. I still hadn't looked through that flip video. Sorry, I know there's probably people still waiting on that. Mike Bloomfield, Al Cooper, and Steve Steele's Super Session, $19.99. $19.99 on the Super Session. This is in shrink wrap. It's got a nice prize sticker on it. Nice prize. Crown Lands, Canadian prog rock. Yeah, it's incredible. I was like, what in the world? Where has this been? Judy Garland, A Star Is Born. Judy Garland is $9.99. $9.99. Super Session sold to Andrew Schoen. Okay, let's do a final call on our auctions. Brent Rabley's at 60 on the Stones. The Beatles is at 70 with Troy Schwark. 70 and 60, going twice, going 3 times. I'm going to read very quickly through these titles one more time. I'm not even going to tell prices. If you want a price, let me know. And then I'm going to show some new vinyl. And then we're going to go through some more records again. I've got Vanguard, Hard Road to Travel. Rolling Stones, Dirty Work. And Sheriff. We have Big Fun, Shalimar, the Jimi Hendrix concerts. Yeah, if you want to listen to Crown Lands, go right here and listen to Starlifter, Fearless Part 2. It's 18 minutes. Go listen to that right there, and you'll come back and say, Chad, I'll take a Crown Lands. A Crown Lands. Buddy Miles, A Message to the People. Bob Dylan and the Band. Dizzy Gillespie. Jimi Hendrix Experience. Air Supply. Jimi Hendrix. Wow, no one bought Are You Experienced? Are y'all okay? Might want to go to the doctor in the morning. Vanguard, Strong Cold Split. The Sister soundtrack. Delbert McClinton. Jeff Murphy and Salt. Buddy Miles, We've Got to Live Together. Marshall Tucker Band, Long Hard Ride. The Rolling Stones, Historia del Rock. And Ian Lloyd and Stories. All right, let me go ahead and end the Stones. That's sold to Brent Rabley for $60. And the Beatles Love Songs is sold to Troy Schwark for $70. And Troy just asked me if can I get the Motorhead from the previous crate. If you're asking for Motorhead 1916, we are sold out, but I can put you on a waiting list. I can put you on a wait list. Mike Massey on Vanguard. That is the first record right back here. That's sold to Mike Massey. Put Tony Shore down for A Crown Lands. And Terry Westwood or anybody else, if you go take a listen to that, that's my most recent discovery that I'm kind of been listening to. Randy Meisner, One More Song, $14.99. Bob McKinney wants A Crown Lands. And I claimed Delbert a while ago, still want to sell it. Okay, Delbert, Charlie DeFrank wants, that is sold to Charlie DeFrank. Crown Lands is $49.99 for that album that I just showed. $49.99. $49.99. Shooting Star, Silent Scream, $9.99. Everybody's going to Spotify and iTunes and then coming back and like, yeah, I need one of those. Automatic Man, Visitors, $19.99. And I can tell you this, it even sounds great. It even sounds greater on vinyl. I mean, I've had it cranking. David Bowie Tonight, $29.99. David Bowie Tonight. Tommy Bolin Teaser, $19.99. Boston, Don't Look Back. Robert Palmer, Pressure Drop. Commander Cody, Tales from the Ozone. Diodato in Concert. Jeff Beck and Others. Sonny Rollins. Chick Corea. Electric Flag. John Mayall, Country Joe McDonald. The Gentrys. Pointer Sisters. Jeff Beck. Julie London and Judy Garland. I have no Crown Lands left. They'll be in, it's Wednesday. Is this Tuesday or Wednesday? What day of the week is this? This is Wednesday. I can have those for this week's invoice. Yes. I can have those for this week's invoice. Okay, let me go back up to the top, make sure I didn't miss anything. Make sure we got everybody that wants a Crown Land. Tony may or may not want on the waiting list. Bob McKinney for sure does. We'll see if Clay Moore or Steven wants one. Ernest says he sent his resume. That is being reviewed right now. Thank you for your application. Let's see. What was the Hendrix before Jimmy? This was Kiss the Sky. Kiss the Sky. And then there was also the Experience soundtrack. And we also have In Concerts. Those are all there. They should pay Rush royalties. I know, it's like mirrored. Crown's Land is on black vinyl. Mr. for $30. I think we was wanting a $45 start for that. Kiss the Sky. Kiss the Sky was $34.99. And Jeremy, I was wanting a $45 start earlier for Mr. And then we have a bid. We have an offer for $11 on Chick Corea. Chick Corea. We'll go ahead and sell that to Paul Gill for $11. Michael Nath wants Kiss the Sky. And best price on Robert Palmer. I will sell you Robert Palmer for $15. $15. Okay, we got some room for some new Japanese pressings. Tanner just changed. Just like Seth. Seth changed his clothes 2 or 3 times during a sale. I'm like, you okay, buddy? Madonna, True Blue, and Footloose. 2 new Japanese auctions. I think we just did a Footloose a while ago. Terry Westwood said sold, and that was for Robert Palmer, $15. By the way, the Chick Corea was $11, Tanner, to Paul Gill. This is sold to Terry for $15. And my best price on Sonny Rollins is, if you add $10 to that Cindy, I will sell it to you. $22.99. $22.99. Michael McDowell, RU Experience was $34.99. Next 2 Japanese auctions, we have Madonna, True Blue, $35 start. Japanese pressing of True Blue, Madonna True Blue, $35 start. Allison, the restock for Grinch will be here tomorrow, and I think I've got your name down for one. I'll make sure that we don't, or that we do. I'll make sure that we do. Okay, and then Madonna is got the poster. Yeah, Madonna's got the poster. Sorry, I'm reading and talking and thinking. $35 start on Madonna True Blue. That's a Japanese pressing with insert and poster. And then Footloose, another copy of Footloose. This one's also in shrink wrap, has the #1 hype sticker on it. This is very nice, very, very nice vinyl. No condition notes on that. Has the 2 Japanese inserts just like the other. This has an additional insert. This has the Footloose photo book. This has the Footloose photo book. I don't know if I've seen that with one. $35 start. There's Footloose, $35 start. That's in partial shrink wrap, by the way. 2 inserts and a book, $35 start for that. We're going to sell Michael McDowell the RU Experience for $30. No problem. Sell that to Michael. Thank you. We have 2 bids on these auctions, and the Commander Cody was $19.99, and there was no condition notes on it. Brent McKinney says, put me down for a Crown Lance, $49.99. I figured. I meant to share that in the group. I still plan on doing that. I have like a list this long of stuff I need to share y'all, music I found, music that I got to post pre-orders on. I'll get to it eventually. But yeah, that long 18-minute song, when I've listened to it, I'm like, wow, oh my gosh. These guys are extremely talented. I mean, you just don't hear stuff like that out every day. I mean, that's only 2 guys, by the way. That's 2 guys, okay? You thought Rush was impressive for 3. That's evidently 2 guys doing that. I'm like, wow. They're a duo. The drummer singing, and then the other guy's playing bass, keys, and everything else. Whatever else is here. I guess guitar. I'm sure that's all overlapped, or however they do that in the studio. I don't know how they play live. I don't know if they have extra musicians, or I don't know for sure. I hadn't watched them live yet. Sell Fred Carnell, Commander Cody for $15. Final call, Madonna and Footloose is both for $35. Sean's at $36 on Madonna. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you. Let me see if I can do some condensing here. The very first crate of vintage we had tonight was really good. I've got everything condensed in one crate now. I'm currently emptying some crates, if you can hear us. Let me fix a couple things here. I'm going to do a little bit of condensing. There's the vintage from tonight. There's the Japanese stuff we're working on. I'm actually going to go ahead and show you this stuff right here, if I can get it out of this crate one more time while it's here. Paul Brothers on a Crown Lands as well. All right, this was, when I first showed this crate, we hadn't even hit 100 viewers yet. And there's some really good MoFi restocks in here. So let me go through these one more time before I grab a new crate of vintage. We have Santana 3, a restock from Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. This is a new sealed MoFi pressing for $36.99. Santana 3. I'm finally going to be able to keep me a copy unless we sell these other. I've got 5 left. Unless we sell out right now. 1 copy of Raven left. Stay Hard. That's a music on vinyl, 750 numbered on the back on yellow vinyl. Love Forever Changes. That's a 2 LP MoFi, $69.99. And then the Allman Brothers Eat a Peach, 500 pressed, pink vinyl and blue vinyl. 2 LP, of course, $54.99. I am shocked we didn't sell out of this. The Doors, Analog Productions. This is cut from the original master tapes. 100% analog. 2 LP, 45 RPM on that super duper high quality vinyl. $69.99 for the Doors. 3 left. The B-52s. 1 left, $36.99. The Doors is in stereo. The Doors is stereo. Actually, we had 4. We got 4 left. White Stripes. That is the new colored vinyl. White Stripes is $49.99. 20th anniversary. We had a big pre-order on that. And then we had a restock of the Peter Criss picture disc. Peter Criss picture disc, $36.99. The Crown Lands, the only one I can get, I guess, is black vinyl. That's the only one I can get, black vinyl. I will check to see if I can get colored vinyl, but yeah. Madonna, 36, 37, 38, 40. Madonna, 42. John Stites on the Doors. John Stites on the Doors. And Madonna, 44, 45. Anybody else? That was Peter Criss, White Stripes, B-52, The Doors, Allman Brothers, Love, Raven, and Santana. Just a few titles in there, but definitely worth another note. Let me put this crate here. Yes, the White Stripes will be on this upcoming week's invoice. Those just came in today. Just unboxed those from one of our main distributors. Paul Brothers wants one of the Doors. Now we're down to 2 copies. That's more like it. I figured I'd have a waiting list on this, though. This has been out of stock from Analog Productions for quite some time. If y'all are familiar with their titles, I think y'all know how great that's going to sound. I'm kind of hoping there is one left, because I I've already added a lot to my collection this week. Trust me, it's dangerous being the owner here. I have to buy. I end up buying a lot myself. I just wrote the company a check for everything I bought the last couple months, and it was I kind of had to blink my eyes a couple times. It's very easy to spend money here even as the owner. Right, Tanner? Tanner buys a lot of stuff too. He's got his stash around here. Of course, we all know about Seth's crate. He's not here. We could go back there and raid it right quick. Let me step to the back and get a crate. I'm gonna have to go to the back to get another crate. So just bear with me for a second. Okay. What's happened since I've been gone? Okay. We have Paul Brothers got a doors. Any B-52 Mo5's Wild Planet don't have that. The doors is $69.99. Nigel Del Rocket wants a doors. Wright Brothers Duo. I'll check that out. John Ambrosic wants a doors. Craig Johnson wants a doors. How many did I have left? 2? Well, John Young has dibs on one of them. And then I've got 2 more people wanting one, which was Craig Johnson and John Ambrosic. John Ambrosic was first. So those are both sold. And update on these 2 auctions. Sorry, it's took a while. But Tim Tolbert is the high bid on Madonna. He has that for $45, and we got to scroll way up on the Footloose. Brandon Lack has Footloose for $35, and I really need to sell it to him. He has that for $35. Madonna's at $45. Final call on both of those. Now, I think I've been through these before. I found it in the back, and I was like, I don't remember showing some of these because there's a couple here, so don't list me. I'll find it. You actually got one, I think, right? Nigel Del Rocket got one. John Ambrosic. And that means Craig Johnson's on the waiting list, right? Or did I have 3 left? Okay, so Nigel Del Rocket got one. John Ambrosic. Did you tag? Did we have one for Craig or not? Craig Johnson? Okay. Right. So Craig Johnson, you're on a waiting list for that. Craig Johnson, you're on a waiting list for that. Okay. So like I said, I don't know if I've been through these or not. I feel like I have, but what we'll do is we'll make them buy it now best offer. There was some pretty good looking titles in here, so we need to go through them anyway. Elvis Costello, Goodbye Cruel World, $24.99. Elvis Costello, Goodbye Cruel World, $24.99. Mickey Jupp, Japanese. This is a 1978 UK on blue vinyl, $19.99 on Mickey Jupp. Carole King, Wraparound Joy. Carole King is $14.99. The Doobie Brothers, Living on the Fault Line, $14.99. Living on the Fault Line. Duke Ellington, his piano and his orchestra on the Ball Mosque. Duke Ellington, Columbia 6i. That's a 1959 mono, $24.99. Louis Armstrong plays W.C. Handy, I think. Yep, $19.99. John Porter first on the Doobie Brothers. Let's go ahead and sell Tim Tolbert Madonna for $45. And the Footloose is sold to Brandon Lack. Brandon Lack, $35 on that. John Denver, I Want to Live, $9.99. John Lennon, Walls and Bridges, one of his original albums. This has the die cut cover that opens up with the flaps, $29.99. The Moody Blues 7th Sojourn, $14.99. $14.99. Born Again, Randy Newman. It's got a gold stamp promo on the front, $19.99. And Introducing Eddie and the Falcons, that's $19.99. Carlos Montoya, recorded in concert, Malaguena. That is $14.99. The Best of Herman's Hermits Volume 3, $9.99. Niles Lofgren, this one's called Niles. Niles Lofgren, $14.99. Art Garfunkel, $9.99. Traffic Shootout at the Fantasy Factory. Traffic is $19.99. Deep Purple, Purple Passages. That's a 2LP compilation, $29.99. Let me put up a new Japanese barrage for you. I've already shown Mr. Let's see, we got a Beatles and we have a Cyndi Lauper. Let's see what we have here. John Porter wants the Deep Purple. We have Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual. A little bit different hype sticker. It has a little blurb about it being #1. At least I don't recall seeing that on too many. This is a $35 start for She's So Unusual. Of course, you may have heard the song Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Time After Time. This is an extremely popular album. They sold a lot of those worldwide. $35 start on that. And we have the Beatles Greatest. Now that is a what flag? We had this one pop up before. That's not UK, and that doesn't look like the Stars and Stripes. That is UK flag series number 32. This is the Beatles Greatest, and this is a $55 start. $55 start. I think it actually says on the back here. Let's see, there's the British ones, US, and there's a couple. Was that the Holland one maybe? Belgium, Holland. There we go. Holland, Belgium, Netherlands, Denmark, Netherlands, Holland, right? So who's the Dutch? This is a Seinfeld skit if you don't know what I'm talking about. $55 start on that. So this is the Holland, the Netherlands. I am the Dutch. Hendry says, I am the Dutch. Okay. That's a Seinfeld skit. George and Jerry's like, where is Hot? They got a globe on. I think that was actually a deleted scene. They're sitting there in Monk's Diner and they got a globe and they're trying to figure it out. I don't think they actually released that. Okay, Alan Totten said Randy Newman, $15. I'm going to sell that to you, Alan, for $15. Like I said, these are buy it now and best offer. Eddie and the Falcons, it's Roy Wood from ELO. There you go. Thank you, Derek. Holland. Cyndi Lauper is a $35 start. The Beatles is a $55 start. Permanent Wave. Permanent Wave is $19.99. It's a Beautiful Day, Carnegie Hall. It's a Beautiful Day, $9.99. It's a Beautiful Day, Carnegie Hall, $9.99. Uriah Heep Live, that's January 1973, 2LP, $29.99. And Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun. Blondes Have More Fun, $14.99. Ken Hamplin just commented, dude, Chicago's greatest hits. Can you not hear me? He must be on an old video. So he's been commenting for about 20 minutes. He's on the wrong feed. We need to go help Ken Hamplin. He can't get your message because he's not getting off. He thinks I'm ignoring him. It happens all the time. It'll be 4:30 in the morning and I'll still be awake and there'll be people on our old feeds commenting, trying to buy stuff. And I don't know how they find them, but it'll be new people. And I'm like, man, this is so odd. Let's see here. John Ambrosic said Rod Stewart 10. Sell that to John Ambrosic for 10. We have, he just commented, WTF, question mark. John Fogerty, $24.99. John Fogerty is $24.99. Free. Wow, how did this not get grabbed the first time? Fire and Water, $29.99. Free. Fire and Water, $29.99. Paul Rogers and free, all right now. Elvis, Moody Blue. Elvis is in shrink wrap, $34.99 on blue vinyl. Elvis, Moody Blue. We have Chili Con Soul, the Jazz Crusaders. Chili Con Soul, $39.99. West Side Story, Oscar Peterson Trio, 1999. West Side Story, Oscar Peterson Trio, 1999. Now Ken is commenting on this feed, but we don't have a Chicago Greatest Hits or a White Zombie. Ken, you were on the wrong feed earlier, and I think you're still somehow commenting on the wrong feed. Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East. Judas Priest is $34.99. Unleashed in the East, live in Japan. Judas Priest, $34.99. We Get Requests, the Oscar Peterson Trio, $34.99. Ken, you've been on the wrong feed for about a half hour commenting. We've tried messaging you, but now you're sending comments for records that's not on this feed. So I don't know how you've got crisscrossed on the internet somehow. Oscar Peterson, $34.99. We have Brent Rabley offer $25 for free. I'm going to sell that to Brent Rabley for $25, and we're going to sell Troy Judas Priest for $30. Those are both sold. Just got here. You was on the wrong feed earlier. Jimmy McGriff at the organ, one of mine. Jimmy McGriff is $39.99. Very clean copy on the Sue label. Dance with Arthur Brown, 1975 UK. The same Arthur Brown that did Fire, $24.99. Michael Pender, The Promise. Michael Pender, The Promise, $14.99. Very nice looking copy. Arthur Brown, again, Chisholm in My Bosom, $29.99. Let's see here. I skipped something. This was Gail McCormick, Flesh and Blood, $39.99 from 1972. Gail McCormick, Flesh and Blood, $39.99 on Decca. Jimmy Cliff, The Power and the Glory, $39.99. Jimmy Cliff, The Power and the Glory. Very nice, $39.99. Steel Pulse, True Democracy, $39.99. Gold stamp promo, a couple reggae records. Jimmy Cliff, Follow My Mind, $24.99. Steel Pulse, Earth Crisis, 1984 white label promo, $74.99. White label promo, $74.99. Okay, I'm going to end Cyndi Lauper. If anybody wants this for a $35 buy it now, not a bad copy to have. Cyndi Lauper, $35 buy it now. She's So Unusual. That's a $35 buy it now. And if anybody wants the Beatles' Greatest Hits, the Netherlands Flag Series, number 32. If you don't know what I'm talking about, back here on the back, you see the UK Flag Series. You get all these albums, all the way to 31. And then there was the US Flag Series, 16 to 25. They had 3 Japan Flag Series, Meet the Beatles, Beatles' second album, Beatles number 5. Then the Netherlands, and that's a German, the Beatles Beat. German Flag Series, 33. That's what happened. That's what, when you hear me say Flag Series, what I'm talking about. All right, let me tag this one away. Looks like somebody's claimed Cyndi Lauper. Let me put this up for a second. Jeff McMaster wants JC Follow. That must be in the bin. Let me put the Beatles up. All right. We have Jeff McMaster on JC Follow. Let's see, what was that? Jamie Cliff Follow. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. If you can find the Mom's Love Pie with the band cover, I'll take it. Sometimes we get that. Robert Johnson, the Steel Pulse True Democracy is $39.99. Jeremy Dalton's going to get the Cyndi Lauper for $35. Buy it now. The Beatles is $55, unless somebody wants to make an offer on it. I'd love to sell it to you. Legend, the Best of Bob Marley. VG Plus, that's a 1984 specialty press. That's like a Bob Marley compilation. $49.99 for Bob Marley. El Chicano is $29.99. MCA label. The Uriah Heep was $29.99, Carol Puckett. Everything in here is buy it now and best offer, like the Best of the Impressions, $29.99. Did you get my message about Oscar Peterson West Side Story? I skipped that. Doc Smith wants Oscar Peterson West Side Story. Doc, that is pulled for you. Thank you for the reminder. I totally missed that. Promise I wasn't ignoring you. I don't ignore sales. Chris Jagger is $14.99. Chris Jagger, $14.99. Feel It, the Elvin Bishop Group. Feel It, Elvin Bishop Group is $14.99. That's on the Fillmore label. Steel Pulse Bundle. Sure thing. We have Steel Pulse and Steel Pulse. This is for Robert Johnson. Did you ask the price earlier? I'll do, let's see, we're looking at 30, 115. I'll do 100 for both of them. One of them's this is a white label promo here. 100 for both of them on the Steel Pulse. Impressions was how much? The best of the impressions was $29.99. Best of the impressions, $29.99. Original ABC label. The best of Billy J. Kramer with the Dakotas, $14.99. $14.99. Pete Townsend, Chinese Eyes. Pete Townsend is $14.99. Randy Meisner. Randy Meisner is $14.99 for Randy Meisner. Sergio Mendes, The Great Arrival, $19.99 for Sergio Mendes. Julian Lennon, The Secret Value of Daydreaming, $14.99. Johnny Rivers, A Touch of Gold, that's in shrink wrap, $14.99. Johnny Rivers, Realization, nice copy, $19.99. Speaking of Johnny Rivers, I still got 2 entire crates. You remember when we were selling all the autographs? I still got 2 entire crates full of autographs. I've kind of put those in the back and hid them. I'm about to bring them back out so we can start doing the rest of the autographs we have. I've got some that still y'all hadn't seen, but there for a while we were really wearing out some autograph records. I sold 2 entire crates, but I'm going to bring those back out. We got a lot of new buyers. Probably they don't know about the Atlanta Autograph Collection Hoard, so we'll bring those back out. Alan offered 15 for SM. That was Sergio Mendes. Sell that to Alan. And then we've got Elton John, 21 at 33, $19.99. So anybody want to make an offer on anything in that crate? That was just like a recap. I think I've been through those before. Robert Johnson, sir, let me know if you want the Steel Pulses for 100. Let me put up 2 new. Auctions. We have a MSG, a Michael Schenker group, a very nice copy of One Night at Budokan. One Night at Budokan, that's a $45 start. I'll show the details in just a second, but it's got the insert, 2 near mint LPs. That's a $45 start. Brian C. offered 10 for Julian Lennon. Sell that to Brian C. for 10. Charlie DeFrank, I'll sell you Beautiful Day for $8 if you want it. $8 on that. Here's another Madonna. We had a lot of interest in the other. This one is pristine in shrink wrap, like a virgin, Madonna. She don't look like that anymore. $35 start for Madonna, like a virgin. That's $35. Let's see here. Randy, we've already sold free. Charlie, I'll take 8 for Beautiful Day. Justin Dean, I'm assuming you're talking about this Carole King right here. If so, sell that to Justin Dean for 10. Troy's at 45 on Michael Schenker Group. Can you show the Duke Ellington? Yeah. Let me go through these one more time. We have Elvis Costello, Goodbye Cruel World. Mickey Jupp, that's on blue vinyl. Here's the Duke Ellington Ball Mask. That is $24.99. Ball Mask, that's a Columbia 6i, 1959 mono, $24.99. Louis Armstrong, John Denver, I Want to Be Free. John Lennon, Walls and Bridges. This has one of my favorite, 2 of my favorite John Lennon songs. Whatever Gets You Through the Night, which for some reason, whenever I hear that, I just think of the classic Saturday Night Live. I don't know if that song was in a skit or something, but whatever I hear, whatever gets you through the night. And then, of course, Number 9 Dream. That is, wow, Number 9 Dream. Charlie DeFrank said sold on Carnegie Hall. Let me go ahead and sneak ahead and pull that out. This right here, It's a Beautiful Day. I had 10 on it. We're going to sell that to Charlie DeFrank for $8. Can you show the Michael Schenker Group? Sure. I hadn't really shown it in details. Let me do this one more time. We already have a bid for $45 with Troy Schlark. This is a super nice 2LP Michael Schenker Group One Night at Budokan, and it's a Japanese pressing. There is the insert with it. It's a 2-page flip. We have this gatefold with Obi. The only damage I see on it, the Obi has a couple spots on the inside there. No spots or anything on the cover. The vinyl, no condition notes. $45 start on that. And I don't think anybody's bid on Madonna yet, or have they? Like a Virgin was $35 start on that. Aaron Jolly said 15 for the Duke. Aaron, let's do a $3 bump on that, and I'll sell that to you. $18, and that should be around 20% off. I'll sell that to you for $18, Aaron Jolly. I'll lay there right there. Doc Smith, the Louis Armstrong was $19.99. Gold stamp promo. This is called Louis Armstrong Plays W.C. Handy. $19.99. Nick Bargeron said 20 for John Lennon. Nick, let's see here. Boy, this is awfully nice. Got the original flip cover on it. I'll do a $3 bump on that. Nick, I'll sell that to you for 23. 23 on that, Nick Bargeron. Just let me know. If it's so, you can say John Lennon sold. Patty's at 46 on Michael Schenker. John Lennon does have the gimmick cover. Yes, I can check for insert. That might make him say yes. Yeah, here's the gimmick cover. See, it opens up like this and this. Then you can get the LP out, or then you can get the inner sleeve out. As the inner sleeve, I don't know about an insert. Apple, very nice vinyl. Let me see if it's got some kind of insert here. It's kind of fragile. I've seen these kind of beat up before where it's, yeah, it has the insert with it too. Whatever gets you through the night. Number 9 Dream, so long ago. Yeah, when he hits those first notes, it's like, wow. It's like you're getting dizzy or something. John Lennon. Okay, so there's that. We'll package that if he says yes, back the way it was. So 46, Marshall said Mad 35. That was Madonna. That's a bid on Madonna. Does Madonna have under license from Metered Music Inc. on the label? Never had that question before. Let's take a look at all rights the manufacturer, owner, reworked. Let's see here. Who asked that? Sean Kelly? I don't see that on here. Produced by Nile Rodgers, Sire, 33 to 3rd. Broadcasting this record made by Warner Pioneer Corporation Japan under license from Sire. Don't see that. I don't see the word metered music anywhere on it. That is absent from this label. Aaron said okay, so that was $18 for Duke Ellington to Aaron Jolly. By the way, Madonna, I think just like the other one, is complete with all the inserts. There's both inserts on Madonna. And this is really nice in shrink wrap. Very nice copy. And Marshall was at 35. Mike said 15 on Oscar Peterson Take Request. That's coming up. Let me go ahead and get to it before I forget. Is that still in here? We Take Request. That was Mike Kennedy. I can't do that. I need $28 for that one. $28 for that one. Troy's at 47 on Michael Schenker Group. Doc Smith gets Louis Armstrong for $15. Nick says he will take John Lennon for $23. So there's John Lennon. That's $23 to Nick. Bert says if he passes, he'll take it for $3. Arms says he'll take it if he doesn't. I should have just shown that originally with all the inserts with it. And Nick got that for $23. Okay, so quick update on our auctions. Madonna's at 35 on Marshall Bassett, going twice, going 3 times. Patty's at 46 on Michael Schenker Group. Everybody else is out. We didn't get too far. I was just doing a recap. So Elvis Costello, Mickey Jupp, John Denver, Oscar Peterson, Moody Blues, Eddie and the Falcons, Carlos Montoya, Herman's Hermits Volume 3, Niles Lofgren. Was there a wait list for The Doors now? Yes, there is no copies of The Doors Analog Productions. If you want one, it will be a waiting list. Yes. Traffic, Shootout, The Fantasy Factory, Permanent Wave, Uriah Heep Live. These are all bought now, best offer. John Fogerty, may know him from CCR. Elvis Moody Blue, that's on blue vinyl. The Jazz Crusaders, Chili Console. Jimmy McGriff, One of Mine. Dance with Arthur Brown. Michael Pender, The Promise, Arthur Brown. Gail McCormick, Jimmy Cliff, Bob Marley, El Chicano, Chris Jagger, the Elvin Bishop Group, The Impressions, Billy J. Kramer, Pete Townsend, Randy Meisner, Johnny Rivers, and Elton John. Michael Church put D. Let me know if that was a miscue or you're claiming something. And John Fogerty, how much? John F. John Fogerty Rudder Butter was $24.99. All right, final call on MSG, and when I sell that, I'm going to go ahead and sell this. Go ahead and sell this. All right, John Porter. Traffic was $19.99. Darren wants on The Doors, Analog Productions wait list, and this is $24.99. Paul Brother says he can wait on the doors if somebody wants his tonight. Because I can go ahead and tell you, those won't be on this week's invoice. So if anybody wants on the waiting list for the doors, where those come from, that distributor, that's like a once-a-week shipment where we get those from. And we won't get those again this week. That was a mistype from Michael, no problem. John Porter, I am going to sell you the traffic, though, for $15. Shootout at the Fantasy Factory, sell that to him. We're going to sell Rudder Butter, the John Fogerty, John Fogerty for 18. So traffic 15, that one 18. And Chris, the Carlos Montoya, that was right here. And this is $14.99. $14.99. We have that ad, Tanner, and there's a lot of comments. It looks like, I don't know, if it sounds like two people's arguing or something. It looks like somebody's arguing over the Beatles or something. Might have to go moderate those comments later. Okay, I never did see if Robert Johnson wanted these. Robert, if you're still with me, I never did see yes or no on the Steel Pulse. We might have lost Robert. He said Steel Pulse bundle. I'm scrolling through here looking for his profile, and I don't see it. So, Chris, if you're still with us, let me know on the Steel Pulse. I said 100 for the two. And let's go ahead and sell Michael Schenker Group to Patty Anderson Williams for 46. And Marshall Bassett got Madonna for 35. And we're going to sell Chris Ferrara, the Carlos Montoya, for $9.99. Sold, sold, and sold. Sold, and sold. Let me see what I've got over here. I got a quick little crate to go through. This is some stuff I think I showed on Monday, maybe. If it wasn't Monday, I wasn't for sure. I had MSG of 47. Uh-oh, I might have missed a bid. Let me make sure that's on my screen here. If not, maybe somebody... I don't see that. Oh, I see it. Yeah, Doc Smith and then Troy. Okay, my bad. Let's bring that back over here. Patty, my bad, and sorry, Troy, there was a bid, and I just overlooked it. So Troy has Michael Schenker Group at 47. Patty Anderson Williams, let me know if you want in or out. If you're out, I'll go ahead and sell it to Troy for 47. Or you can go ahead and bid more. John Cougar Mellencamp, this is the best that I could. $44.99, 2LP Greatest Hits, John Cougar Mellencamp. Kraftwerk Techno Pop. Kraftwerk is special edition colored vinyl. $28.99 on Kraftwerk. Genesis Selling England by the Pound. That's a half-speed master. $28.99. They're still bidding on Michael Schenker Group, so I'll take that one back. Sorry about that. Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits, $31.99. And Forrest Gump, the Forrest Gump soundtrack, $36.99. Andrew Schoen wants the Kraftwerk Techno Pop. That's sold to Andrew Schoen. Best price on Still Earth Crisis. I did $15 off on both of these for him. I never did hear a yes or a no. So that means I'll do $8 off this one. I'll do $8 off this one. So $68. $68 on Steel Pulse. Let's see, 53, 55. Slipknot, Iowa. Sort of surprised we still have these. Of course, when this originally came out, we sold a ton. The Slipknot Iowa's on green vinyl. It was allocated. Then they eventually pressed more. If Metallica ends up pressing more purple vinyl, I'm actually going to be upset because they have told me they're done, not going to press anymore. But most time when distributors tell me that, or the label tells you that, they see how many people want them and what they're selling for, and then they end up pressing more anyway. Just like with these Slipknots. These came out, this was extremely allocated because the OGs of this were hundreds of dollars. They didn't make enough, and now you can buy as many as you want. $36.99 on Slipknot. Collective Soul, Hence Allegations and Things Left Unsaid. $34.99 for Collective Soul, Hence Allegations and Things Left Unsaid. $34.99. Troy Shark wants Slipknot. That's sold to Troy. I know the indie exclusive for Hardwired Self-Destruct, that was in stock just like a year ago. They still had the indie exclusives, and that album's been out since like 2013 probably. And they still had the indie exclusives in print. So the Wallflowers, Bringing Down the Horse. I still got to tag the waiting list. I got plenty, but I got like 7 people on a waiting list for this. Bringing Down the Horse, $34.99. Twisted Sister Donington, $33.99. U2 Songs of Surrender, that's an indie exclusive on white vinyl, $49.99. Stained, It's Been a While, $38.99, 2016. My bad, that's more recent than I thought. But they had printed the indie exclusive up until last year. I mean, it was a colored vinyl. We had them here. Or some kind of colored vinyl. Facelift, Alice in Chains, $36.99. Michael Schenker Group is at $60. Patty's out. Sherry Darnell wants Stained. Allison Campbell, if you want on a waiting list, let me know. I can still get those. And let's go ahead and now this time and sell Michael Schenker Group to Troy for $60. Okay, anybody else? I got Alice in Chains, U2, Twisted Sister, lots of the Wallflowers, Collective Soul, Iowa, Forrest Gump, Fleetwood Mac, Genesis, and the best of John Cougar Mellencamp. If you're looking for other Slipknots, I have, I think, all of them except the first one in stock now. I have all Slipknot albums in stock except the first one, and they're all on colored vinyl. Every one of them. You just have to give me a second to find them. But if you're looking for one, I have it. Allison Campbell on the Stained, It's Been a While live waiting list. Okay, 9:45. I have, let me pick out another crate to go through. Let me pick out a crate to go through. I'll do one that's over here maybe we hadn't been through in a while. That's always fun, of vintage stuff. Let me see what's in here. This looks good. REO, Harrison, Quicksilver, Brubeck, Genesis, Monkeys, Sinatra, Chicken Shack. Let's see what's in this crate. Chad, in the crater, there was a Beatles. Which Beatles 6 was the nice one? Have you got your best price? Have to get up early. Okay, give me 1 second on that. Those are easy to locate. They're right here. Here's this crate. There's the Japanese stuff. The Beatles should be back here in the back. I have, let's see here. We've got one that's $44.99 and one that's $49.99. This is the one that has some writing on it. I think the cover is a little bit less than this one. So 40 on that one or 45 on this one. 40 on that one and 45 on that one. The vinyl is really nice on either one of them. Update on Audio Slave. It was number 43. Yes, everybody got an Audio Slave. I got all those. I got my pre-order in on that, and fortunately they pressed enough. Everything in here is buy it now, best offer. This is all vintage. I never did hear back from Robert Johnson on Steel Pulse bundle, and I never did hear if Brent Rabley wanted that one by itself. So that's 2 MIAs on the Steel Pulses, but maybe one of them will say something. 2 new auctions. We've already showed Mr. Let's put up another Beatles and an Eric Clapton up for auction. Beatles and Clapton. That's some good music. Okay. New vintage arrivals. Brent says he'll pass. Thank you for letting me know. We have Cluster and Eno, $54.99. That's a 1977 German pressing. Everything in here, buy it now, best offer. Cluster and Eno, $54.99. Elton John Friends in shrink wrap. Elton John Friends, $19.99. No red vinyl Beatles. No red vinyl Beatles, $19.99. Russell S. wants Cluster and Eno. That's sold to Russell S. Boz Scaggs, Middleman, $19.99. Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls, $9.99. Gold stamp promo. Tom Cochran and Red Rider, that is $19.99. Dave Brubeck's Greatest Hits, $19.99 for Dave Brubeck's Greatest Hits. Let me go ahead and get these 2 auctions going. We have the Beatles Ballads. The Beatles Ballads is a 20 original track compilation. This is a $55 start. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. Near mint, pristine. The Beatles Ballads, beautiful 20-track compilation. Single LP. There's the Japanese insert and a really cool cover with Obi. $55 start. The Beatles Ballads with Obi. $55 start. Charlie Frank says he'll take the one with no writing on the cover. That is this one right here. Sell that to Charlie DeFrank for $45. That was the Beatles 6. Beatles 6. Clapton, there's some problems with the obi. It has some wear up here, has a couple spots on it. We're going to start this one at just $25. Eric Clapton, No Reason to Cry. Very nice vinyl, near mint and pristine. Near mint and pristine. This has the Japanese insert with it. The cover, very nice. The obi, a little bit of wear up here. Just a $25 star, mostly because of the obi wear on that one. $25 star, $55 on the Beatles. The Sting, Marvin Hamlish, $19.99 on the Sting soundtrack. Quicksilver, self-titled, $19.99 on Quicksilver. Quicksilver, Al Stewart, Time Passages. This is a sealed copy. A sealed copy of Time Passages. Al Stewart, $24.99. The DBs, Like This, gold stamp promo on the back. $19.99 on the DBs. Paul Desmond, Pure Desmond, $24.99. Paul Desmond, Pure Desmond, $24.99. Oh no, it's Lil George. Thanks, I'll eat it here. $14.99. Mr. George is $14.99. Colin Butler wants the DBs. Patrick's at $25 on Clapton, going once, going twice. George Harrison, Somewhere in England, sealed. 1981. It is a cutout. $34.99. George Harrison, Somewhere in England. REO. No Speedwagon, just REO. $19.99. $19.99. The London Chuck Berry Sessions. $29.99 for the London Chuck Berry Sessions. Cat Stevens. This is Teaser and the Firecat. $14.99 for Cat Stevens, Teaser and the Firecat. John Ambrosics at $26 on Clapton. Jefferson Starship, Modern Times, $14.99. Sell John Porter the REO Speedwagon for $15. Sell that to John Porter. Tim Buckley, Greetings from L.A., 1972 Canadian pressing, $19.99. Orlando Martinez, first on the Chuck Berry. That's sold to Orlando Martinez. Berlin, Love Life. Berlin is $24.99. No bids yet on the Beatles, but we have Patrick Lear at $30 on Eric Clapton. 2014 or 2014 or 2014 Forest Hills Drive. This is J. Cole, $149.99. J. Cole, $149.99. I need to put that on Discogs. Nazareth, Expect No Mercy. Nazareth is $19.99. Rick Wakeman, The Six Wives of Henry VIII. $19.99 for Rick Wakeman, Six Wives of Henry VIII. Journey Through the Past, a film by Neil Young soundtrack. $39.99. Nigel said Doll's House. Is that something I missed? Or what did I miss there with Doll's House? Maybe that was a stray comment. Patrick's out on Eric Clapton. John has it for $35. That's now going twice, going three times. Gordon Lightfoot, Gord's Gold. This is a 2LP Gordon Lightfoot hits compilation. $26.99 for Lightfoot. Loverboy is in shrink wrap and hype sticker. $19.99 for Loverboy. Self-titled, their first album. Get the Knack. The Knack, that's in shrink wrap. That is $19.99. The Knack. My Sharona is on here. What's the other one that's a hit? Forgot. $19.99. Does Gordon have Sundown? I think this came out before that. No, it's on here. Sundown. Disc 2, Side 1. $26.99. $26.99. Santana Marathon. $19.99. I had to check because I thought this came out before that. But also, this does not have the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which is like, whoa, what happened there? But they omitted it from this album for some reason. No Edmund Fitzgerald. Well, boy, it has some great stuff. Carefree Highway, If You Could Only Read My Mind. The Summer Side of Life. That might be my favorite. Rainy Day People, Cotton Genie. Early Morning Rain. Whew. Canadian Railroad Trilogy. I like that one. That's sold to Cameron Martin. 25 for the Beatles 6. I can't do that. I just sold one for 45, and I said my best price on this one was 40. Best price on that one is 40. Let's see here. Okay. Let's go ahead and sell Eric Clapton to John Ambrosic for $35. If anybody wants the Beatles ballads, this is a $55 buy it now. $55 buy it now on the Beatles ballads. 20-track hits comp. had several of those. One of the Blue Million Beatles comps that were manufactured, it seems like. Not a lot of different ones, but they certainly made a whole lot of them. Let me clear up my stack here. J. Cole, I just need to put that on Discogs unless somebody wants to make an offer on it. That was $60. Brent passed on that. I hadn't heard back from Robert on those two. I'm going to put those away. I'm going to put that away. Let me put those right here behind me. And this Beatles was also $55. And then we had another Meet the Beatles back here. This copy of Meet the Beatles was $69.99. I'm going to set that back here behind me as well. Let me put them right over here, actually. And that was the 71-ish press of Abbey Road. It was $49.99. Super nice, as they usually aren't. Okay, I can't remember if I put these up or not, but we'll try it again. There is Saxon. That's the only two that have not sold, Beatles and Beatles. Saxon self-titled. That was a $55 start. Saxon self-titled, $55 start. Has the original insert with it there. There is the near mint and pristine vinyl. Saxon self-titled with Obi, $55 start on that. And over here we have Vandenberg. Vandenberg is going to be a $35 start. Near mint and pristine. Vandenberg, $35 start. Todd Tipton on Loverboy for $15. Sell that to Todd Tipton for $15. Shaved Fish. This is a John Lennon compilation. $24.99 for John Lennon. 10cc, look here. 10cc is $14.99. I don't see a price tag on it. The Guess Who Live at the Paramount. Live Guess Who, $19.99. The East Side Kids, The Tiger and the Lamb, $39.99 on Uni. The Tiger and the Lamb, $39.99. Leon Russell, $14.99. The Rolling Stones, Black and Blue. The Rolling Stones, Black and Blue, $34.99. If you're just joining us, this is all buy it now, best offer. We got two Japanese auctions I just introduced. We've had some great new vinyl tonight. I think everything left is in a half of a crate. We'll go back through those before we take a break, and then we'll keep doing buy it now, best offer until the break, and then when we come back, I'll have 50% off. Lots of big discounts as we prepare for a huge in-store sale this Saturday and also next Saturday for our sidewalk sale. I'm going to start making announcements for that publicly so people can maybe make plans to be here for that. We plan on selling you a lot of records. You may be living with entire boxes full. John Porter 10cc. That's sold to John Porter for $12. And Guess Who? Yes. Darren Meyer said, Guess Who? Yes, that might be a claim or an offer and something went wrong there. Darren, I'll let you clarify that. What's on the Lennon Comp tracks? Track Who? Guess Who track list. We got two track list requests. John Lennon and Guess Who. I'll leave it up to Trusty Craig to see if he can do that for us. If not, I'll read them to you. A classic 10 years after album, A Space and Time, 1999. Very clean copy. I'd Love to Change the World is on here, 1999. Walls and Bridges. Now here's another copy of that album, but this is not the gimmick cover, and I'm assuming there's no insert. $24.99 on this one. It's a purple capital reissue. John Lennon, Walls and Bridges. Moontan by Golden Earring, $29.99. Moontan Golden Earring. This has got Radar Love on it, Golden Earring. $29.99. Elton John, Breaking Hearts, $19.99. Dave Edmunds, Subtle as a Flying Mallet. Dave Edmunds, $19.99. Neil Young, Comes a Time. Well, he's wrote a bunch of songs, hasn't he? Oh my gosh. $34.99. Susie Breedlove on ED. That's either for GE or EJ. Something's going on there. We'll figure out what Susie wanted, or maybe it was for, I don't know. Carlene for sure wants Elton John, though. John Clemmer, Lifestyle, is $14.99. Stan Kenton, Cuban Fire. Stan Kenton, $14.99. And Rick Wakeman, Six Wives of Henry VIII, $19.99. Scorch that. We do not want to set any records on fire, but I will sell Carlene, Elton John. That's sold to Carlene. Elton John, Breaking Hearts. After the Heat, another Eno Mobius Rodelius. I don't know if I said that correctly, but this is $49.99, 1978 German pressing. Jason Kenton says Uncle Stan. Chris Ferrara said Stan. Jason Kenton got the Stan Kenton. Is that Jason's uncle? Chris Ferrara was second. Russell S. got the first Eno record. He's getting the second Eno record. That's so to Russell S. Todd Rundgren's Utopia. EX copy, $12.99. Genesis Seconds Out. Genesis is Seconds Out, $34.99. Van Morrison, Beautiful Vision. Beautiful Vision, Van Morrison, $24.99. I think for part 2, or maybe before we take a break, I might do one of these like recent bins at half off. There's one back there on the back table that's pretty new. We may do one of these like blowout crates at half off where everybody will literally be on the edge of their seat. How much for the best of Dave Brubeck, Mr. Ken? That was, I think, $19.99. Dave Brubeck's greatest hits, including Take 5, a jazz classic. Troy, I'm looking for a $55 start on Saxon and a $35 start on Vandenberg. Looks like no one else is bidding, so if you bid, there's a good chance you're going to end up with it. Michael Bohannon gets the Van Morrison. We have Laura Nero in shrink wrap with hop sticker, $19.99. Laura Nero. Cluster is $24.99 from 2007. Cluster, 4 Men with Beards label. That's all I can tell you about that. Mark wants to see the... Oh, that scared me. A copper turned on his sirens right next to the store. Rolling Stones, there's the gatefold. Was they trying to spell out something there? If so, they didn't do a good job. G-S-O-E, and then Mick. Looks like he's all over the place. All right. Ken says yes on the Dave Brubeck. Sell that to Ken Helpland. Helphand. Sell that to Ken. Troy's at 55 on Saxon, going once, going twice. Did you sell that? I'll take your counter offer at 28 for Jim Anstad. I have got that right here behind me. He says, I've thought about it. You know what? I'll take it for 28. That's sold to Jim Anstant for $28. Oscar Peterson. Which Vandenberg? This is Vandenberg, self-titled Vandenberg. I'm looking, it's a Japanese pressing, near mint, pristine with the insert, $35 start. We have Saxon at 55, and that's got about 15 seconds left, so I can put up some new stuff. Colin offered 20 for Cluster. Sell that to Colin Butler for $20. Live Creedence Clearwater in Europe, $39.99 for live CCR. We have Crosby, Stills & Nash, CSN. That's a VG Plus, $14.99. Boz Scaggs, Silk Degrees, VG Plus, $14.99. And the Rolling Stones, their Santanic Majesty's Request. This is a VG Plus, $24.99. Excuse me for 1 second while I drink some water. I'm going to turn off my mic because this is going to get... Okay, I'm sure y'all didn't want to hear me chug an entire bottle of water. Some of you may have wanted to hear it, but you didn't get to. Craig Johnson wants Genesis second help. Yes, Steve Henry, we are live from Lebanon, Tennessee. Sell that to Craig Johnson. Paul Gill says Boz Scaggs for 10. Sell that to Paul Gill for 10. Let's go ahead and sell Saxon for 55. Our Phil rejuvenated after the water. Troy Shark is at got Saxon for 55. If anybody wants Vandenberg, it's a $35 buy it now. This does have the hit on it. Let's see if it rings a bell with me. Ready for You? No, I'm not for sure. But, well, that's a nice cover too. 35 if anybody wants that Vandenberg. I'll put up 2 new Japanese auctions in just a moment. Just a moment. Then before the break, we're going to do a great crate of half off. We got to finish this one first. Can't believe no one's bought that. I've got 2 or 3 of them lately. Whoa. Led Zeppelin Presents. Took my breath away. $44.99. The cover, decent. It's got some wear on it. Super nice looking vinyl though. Let's take another look at that. Achilles' Last Stand, For Your Life. Those are great songs. Over here, Nobody's Fault But Mine. I like that one. Man. Winchester Cathedral, $9.99. Oh, here's some stuff that I listened to the other night. These three right here. Frank Sinatra's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Joe South's Greatest Hits. I love that stuff, $19.99. And this Monkeys does not sound bad whatsoever for a VG Plus, $29.99. And Chicken Shack, OK Ken. Chicken Shack is $49.99. $49.99. Chicken Shack, OK Ken. John Porter offered $28 for Vandenberg. Let me make sure no one else has claimed it. They haven't. We had a $25 offer, but John was in first at $28. Sell that to John Porter. Robert Burke, the Rolling Stones, is a VG Plus on the vinyl, $24.99. Now, this is the third cover. They had a lenticular, then they had a pasted, and then they had a printed. And this is the printed cover. It's a VG Plus, $24.99. Todd, you were second on Vandenberg. Actually, Todd offered $30, but that's okay. I've already sold it to John for $28. He was first. Sherry Darnell wants the Led Zeppelin Presence. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. Burning Heart is the hit single off of the Vandenberg. Brian C. wants Winchester Cathedral. That's sold to Brian C. Next is CS35. CS35. Chicken Shack. Is that for Chicken Shack? Chicken Shack will be $45. Cindy, I'd love to sell you some records. We're just a little bit too far apart on your initial offers. $45 on Chicken Shack. Okay, I'm going to read through these titles very quickly. Then I'm going to go get a new crate. Let me go get you. Let me go get you two new auctions right quick. They're right here behind me. Let me make sure. Let me find some stuff I hadn't put up yet. Let's see here. Well, these, if you was on really late last night, I did these as a buy it now. But let me throw them up here as auctions now. And that's the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl and Phil Collins. I may even do them cheaper since no one bought them originally as a buy it now. We have the Beatles. We have the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. This is a UK Flag Series number 30. It's a pristine Japanese pressing. This is going to be a $45 start. $45 start on this one. Beautiful as you would expect. We have the original inner sleeve that came with it, advertising other Beatles records. There's a Japanese insert. And we have a really nice cover with Obi. Cool gatefold, $45 start on that. And then the Phil Collins is called No Jacket Required. This is actually in shrink wrap. Pristine. Beautiful. Two Japanese inserts. That's a $45 start. Okay, Cindy, I saw your offer for $35. I said $40. Needle Drop King offered $40. Now, I'm going to sell it for $40. I'll take that offer. I haven't had this that long, but I'll take $40 for this. Now, Cindy, you've got dibs. So if you want it for $40, you can have it. If not, it goes to Needle Drop King because you had dibs first where you made the offer. If you pass, it's going to go to him or her, whoever Needle Drop King is. They may have bought from us before. Darren Myers at $45 on the Beatles. Cindy said she'll do $40. All right, let me just read through these titles. And then I'm going to go grab that crate and try to knock that out before 10:30. Chicken Shack Tanner sold to Cindy Carroll for $40. The Beatles is going once, going twice. Elton John Friends, Boz Scaggs Middleman, Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls, Tom Cochran and Red Rider, the Sting soundtrack. I want to re-watch that. Quicksilver, Al Stewart, Time Passages, Paul Desmond, Pure Desmond, Lowell George, still don't like that. George Harrison, Somewhere in England. Cat Stevens, Jefferson Starship, Modern Times, Tim Buckley, Greetings from L.A., Berlin, Love Life, Nazareth, Expect No Mercy, Rick Wakeman, Neil Young soundtrack, Get the Knack, Santana Marathon, John Lennon, Shaved Fish. And I don't know if anybody got the track list on that one, but I'll give you some of the best songs. Number 9, Dream, the Christmas song, Imagine. We have Instant Karma, Give Peace a Chance, Mother. That is $24.99. The Guess Who Live, And the East Side Kids, the Tiger and the Lamb, $39.99. Final call on the Beatles, $45. And if anybody wants to bid on Phil Collins, $45. So if I offer $10, I get the right of first refusal for any offers that come after that. Yeah, pretty much. If you offer $10 for this, I'm going to be like, I'm not going to do 10, but I'll do 35. Yeah, that's how that works, I guess. Yeah. Paul Desmond, $20 for Brian C. $20, Brian C. Paul Desmond. Sell that to Brian C. for $20. Yeah, basically, if you ask like a question about something, that way, because some people's like, does that have such and such song? And then right after that, somebody makes an offer. Well, the person who inquires about it kind of gets a placeholder. Their album kind of gets held for them until they say yes or no. You'll see me do orders. So sometimes there'll be a question and somebody will be like, does East Side Kid, is that a promo copy? And then after that, 3 people have claimed it. Well, the person who asked the question or made an offer gets first dibs. That's how that works. That's the best way we figured out how to do this the last few years. 3 or 4 years we've been doing this. I really don't know how long. Jim Nelson's at $45 on Phil Collins. $35 for Lennon and the Stones. That was Shaved Fish and the Stones, which was Out of the Blue, right? Let me find that. Let me just lay that over here in pending. Guess Who? This is 1999, East Side Kids. Leon Russell, 10 Years After. And then here's another Lennon. Maybe you want to clarify, Brian. There's 2 Lennons, the Shaved Fish, Walls and Bridges. I think you were after Shaved Fish. Golden Earring, Moontan. Dave Edmonds, Neil Young, Comes a Time. John Clemmer, Rick Wakeman, Utopia. Laura Nyro, and then the Stones, Black and Blue. There's both of those. Creedence Clearwater, CSN, Sinatra's Greatest Hits, Strangers in the Night, That's Life, some of those great songs. Joe South's Greatest Hits Volume 1, Monkees, Instant Replay, and the Rolling Stones. Let's see. She offered 35 and you offered 40. I countered to her. She hadn't said yes or no yet, but I was like, I saw your 40, meaning I'm going to sell it for 40. I'll take that offer. She hadn't said yes or no, but she still had dibs at 40, if that makes sense. We got to wait. That person has to say they're out or they're going to pass before I move on and take the other offer. So some people's offered 30, and then right after that, somebody offered 40. The first person who offered 30, I'll be like, listen, I'm going to sell it for 40, but you can have it. If not, I'm going to sell it to the other person who offered 40. That's how that works. The Beatles is sold to Darren Meyer for $45, and Phil Collins is sold to Jim Nelson for $45. Let's see here. Track list on Fogelberg. Let me do that. And John Ambrosic, Frank Sinatra, $9. $9. I will sell that to you for $9. Sell that to John Ambrosic for $9. And then Shaved Fish and, let's see here, Shaved Fish, Lennon, and Majesty. Majesty. Is there any other Stones in here that I missed? I got Black and Blue by the Stones, John Lennon, Shaved Fish, John Lennon. Oh, Satanic Majesty. Gotcha. Sorry. And your offer for both of these was 35. I am at I'm at 42. I'm at 42. Sticker is at 50. 42 on both of those. She did say she'd get it. Yes. Who made an offer on that? Cindy Carroll. Yes, Cindy did do $40. Yes. Okay. Cindy got that for 40. Anybody else before I go grab that other crate? It's probably, we're going to have to go past 10:30 if I go get that other crate, but that's okay. I'd rather do that while everybody's on instead of doing it during part 2. So let me go try to find that. Anybody else? If anybody has any other questions, if you ever get on for the first time new and we're really rolling, you'll probably be like, what the heck is going on here? So luckily I got Tanner here also helping me straight. Sometimes during a really big sale, we got about 4 people here making all this happen. So let me go get that other crate. Stand by, please. Please stand by. I need a screensaver to pop up during this time. I think this is the... All right, so this crate here, it got pushed underneath a table back there where Seth works. I don't know how long it's been back there, but these are pretty recent records, and I think we've only been through them one time. How much for the shaved fish? That is already sold. That's already sold. Brian Miller says, let's make it happen at 40. Did I already put those records up, or have you tagged them? Oh, right here. Okay, sell these to Brian for $40. That's 20 and 20. That's $5 off each one. Sell those to Brian. Okay, I hope you're paying attention. This crate's kind of got a been, I don't think it's a Seth stash crate, not his type of music. He'd be pretty upset if we actually had to go get his stash. He may actually not stop working here, which probably is not good because we need his help whenever he's here for sure. Okay, yeah, let's just focus on this crate so I won't be distracted by auctions. Everything in here is like half off. Everything on here is half off. Let's block Joseph Bonnie. That's definitely a scam. Joseph Bonnie. Okay. Let's do half off records here. We have Melissa Manchester's greatest hits. Melissa Manchester, $5. We're going to be doing half off records here. And I think this is some pretty recent or decent titles. Recent and decent. $5. Carly Simon, Boys in the Trees. Carly Simon, $5. I am telling you the half off price. Leslie Holt on Melissa Manchester. We have, I know this one, but Mallow or Mallow, $10. Mallow. Bananarama, Trippin' on Your Love. That's a 12-inch single promo, $7.50. So Leslie got Melissa Manchester. Nigel Del Rocket wants Boys in the Trees. Michael Church second. Sean Kelly third. Sean Kelly first on Bananarama. Sean Kelly watching in the UK. We'll have a new package going to the UK. That's fantastic. John Marino on the Mallow. This crate is probably going to get wiped out. Olivia Newton-John, Let Me Be There, $5 on Olivia Newton-John. Sammy Davis Jr., Greatest Hits Live, $7.50. Quiet Lies, Juice Newton, $5 on Quiet Lies, Juice Newton. Juice Newton again, Dirty Looks, Gold Stamp promo, $5. Melissa Manchester, Hey Ricky, $5 on MM. Melissa Manchester, The Everly Brothers, $10. A Date with the Everly Brothers, $10. Nice looking copy. Leslie, you're first to Juice. Let me know if you want Quiet Lies, Dirty Looks, or you can have both of them. I'll lay that back here in pending. Doc Smith first on Sammy Davis Jr. and Leslie Holt first on Melissa Manchester. Manfred Mann's Earth Band, Solar Fire, $10 on Manfred Mann's Solar Fire, $10. Awesome. Days of Future Past, $10. Clean looking copy. Days of Future Past, $10 by the Moody Blues. Another Moody Blues, In Search of Lost Chord, that is $10. And the Beach Boys LA album, the Light album, $10. She does take both Juice Newton. So Leslie Holt and Leslie Holt on Juice Newton. Randy Scarborough on Moody Blues. Let me know if you want Days of Future Past, In Search of Lost Chord, or both of them. Nigel Del Rocket wants Days of Future Past. If you pass on Days of Future Past, Porgy and Bess is $10. That's in shrink wrap. The Samuel Goldwyn motion picture, Columbia 6i. That is $10 for Porgy and Bess. Carl Perkins, Country Boys Dream. Carl Perkins is $10. And 20 Grand Years of Country compilation. First track is Ode to Billy Joe by Bobby Gentry, $6.50. Randy is going to get Days of Future Past. That's sold to Randy Scarborough. Michael Nath on Porgy and Bess. That's sold to Michael Nath. Burt Jordan is first to excuse me. Burt Jordan first on Moody Blues, In Search of Lost Chord. Steve Henry on BB. That's probably for the Beach Boys. Doc Smith second on Porgy, and John Porter first on 20 Country Hits. And I think I'm caught up. So let me take a quick break while Tanner can probably tag some of those. Here's what's left. Carl Perkins, Manfred Mann, Everly Brothers, and Olivia Newton-John. John Duran, you were second. He says, Chad, it's cool. Give it to him. I think he's, Randy's saying we can give Days of Future Past to Nigel Del Rocket, right? Randy was first to Moody Blues, and then he had option. He wanted Days of Future Past, and he's actually, I think, saying Randy can have it. So we'll make sure on that. Okay, more half off. John Mayall, The Turning Point, still has this little slip piece that came with it. That is $17.50. So yes, give Nigel Del Rocket the Moody Blues Days of Future Past. Oh no, it's Bram T. Bram Chiskowski. Pressure, $7.50 for Bram T. Mick Jagger, Let's Work. That is $12.50. That's a sealed 12-inch single. Sealed 12-inch single. Ravi Shankar, Live at Monterey Pop Festival, 1967. $10 for live Ravi Shankar. The Crusaders won. The Crusaders, $12.50. Mayall was $17.50. Yes, $17.50. Leslie Holt wants the Ravi Shankar. Tchaikovsky. I just don't want to come out. My tongue starts wrestling with itself. Leslie got Ravi. Orlando Martinez, you were second. John Mayall is going to go to Michael Nath, and Doc Smith is going to get the Crusaders. All right, if you're just hopping on, last thing we'll do before we take a break tonight, we're doing a Blitz crate. The Beatle Talk. This is a Beatles interview disc, $12.50. Beatle Talk. Keith Emerson with the Nice. Keith Emerson is $12.50. Walt Disney's Fantasia. This is an earlier one, $10, I think. Yeah, Walt Disney. It's actually Walt Disney's Fantasia. Leopold Stokowski, Philadelphia Orchestra, Night on Bald Mountain. I guess y'all get what's going on there. That is sold to Leslie Holt. Conway Twitty, The Rock and Roll Story. Conway Twitty is $7.50. Rob, you were second on Fantasia. George Ellis was third. Santana, welcome. Santana is $10. Country and Western Radio. Rare recordings of famous country and Western groups of the 1940s. $7.50. Rick Wakeman, The Myths and Legends of King Arthur. No. Yeah, The Myths and Legends of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Well, we had a nice copy the other night. Here's another nice copy. $10 on Rick Wakeman. Walter Savage on CT. Conway Twitty to Walter Savage. Miguel is first on Santana. If there's any first-time buyers tonight or people who hadn't bought in a long time, the instructions are simple. If you buy something for the first time tonight, make sure you message our Facebook page. I have not said this all night. We invoice through email now, but we need a message from you. We need you to contact us so we can get your information. Don't share it here in the comments. We don't want people knowing your email address and mailing address. And we invoice you through email. So that's how that works. So Miguel, I've got you down for Santana. Michael Church is first to the Rick Wakeman. That's sold to Michael Church. We have Duel at Diablo, the original motion picture score. Duel at Diablo. That is $12.50. Billy Preston, It's My Pleasure, $10. Montage, The Love Generation. Montage, $13.50. The Love Generation. Soul Spin, 4 tops. Soul Spin is $7.50. Michael Murphy, Swans Against the Sun, $5 for Michael Murphy. Merle Haggard, My Farewell to Elvis. That's a sealed copy. Sealed copy. Merle Haggard, $15. Merle Haggard, Keep Moving On, $10. And Mental as Anything, Fundamental, with the press kit, $10. Scotty Hipes, back up for a second. John Porter first to Soul Spin. That was so to John Porter. Scotty Hipes first on Billy Preston. Doc Smith, you were second on Soul Spin, 4 tops. Skyfish, $12.50, has a gold stamp promo on the back. Wild Seeds, Brave, Clean, and Reverent. Wild Seeds, $10. Mike Post wants the sealed Merle Haggard tribute to Elvis. That's sold to Mike Post. Jeff McMaster wants Skyfish. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. Bucks Fizz. Bucks Fizz is $12.50. Paul Gill wants the second Merle that was showed. That's sold to Paul Gill, the other Merle Haggard. Goanna. Spirit of Place. Goanna is $10. Gold stamp promo for Goanna. Intermission. Michael Souther. Intermission. Michael Souther. Richard Souther. Excuse me. Richard Souther. That is sealed $10 for Richard Souther. Azimuth. Tightrope Walker. Azimuth is $12.50. Azimuth is $12.50. Tightrope Walker. Carly Simon Spy. Carly Simon is $5. Blood Rock Passage. That's in shrink wrap. $10. Blood Rock Passage. Very nice copy. Shrink wrap. $10 on Blood Rock Passage. Unit 4+2 featuring concrete and clay. Unit 4+2, number 1. I don't know how to exactly read that. $12.50. It looks like it's called Unit 4+2, number 1. Yeah, I guess that's the name of the artist. $12.50. Nigel Del Rocket on Carly Simon. That's sold to Nigel Del Rocket. Sean Kelly was second. Nathan Myers on Blood Rock Passage. The Cache Valley Drifters. Cache Valley Drifters, $12.50. Spinners, Love Trippin'. Spinners is $7.50. Love Trippin'. Elton John, Caribou. This is $10. Don't let the sun go down on me. Bitch is back. Elton John, $10. Caribou. Al Coon, The Final Performance, Volume 1. That is $7.50. John Porter, first on the Spinners. John Porter, Doc, you were second. Leslie, first on Elton John. Randy, second. John Porter, third. Roberta Flack is $7.50. Miguel is first to the Al Coon. That is sold to Miguel. Rob Scheffler, you were fourth on Elton John. The Bottles is $5. Michael Nath first on Roberta Flack. We have National Lampoon. That's Not Funky. That's Sick. $7.50 on National Lampoon. Doc Smith second on Roberta Flack. Jeff McMaster first on The Bottles. We have Oscar Peterson, the George Gershon Songbook, $7.50. Jesse Hood, first on National Lampoon. Orlando, second. Miguel, third. Jesse Hood, National Lampoon again. Jesse, you were first on that. KBC Band. KBC Band is $10. Doc Smith, first to Oscar Peterson. Doc Smith, first on Oscar Peterson. I feel like Tanner needs a quick pause. I hear his pen over here flying. He's got it under control, though. Tanner says he's good. Carry on. The Moody Blues, In the Beginning. The Moody Blues is $7.50. Fred Carnell, first on KBC. Procol Harum, Home. Procol Harum is $10. Fred Carnell got KBC. Michael Nath got Moody Blues, In the Beginning. The New Cactus Band, Son of Cactus, $10. Jesse Coulter, Jesse. Sealed copy from 1976, $15 on the sealed Jesse Coulter. Mark Farner Band, No Frills. Mark Farner from Grand Funk, $7.50. Miguel, you were second on Moody. Quicksilver coming through. Quicksilver is $10. The Turtles presents the Battle of the Bands. The Turtles, $7.50. And Chet Atkins, Stay Tuned. $5 for Chet Atkins. Tracks on Country and Western. I think that's already sold, hasn't it? The Country and Western comp. Yes, that's already sold. Well, we have Country and Western Radio, if that's the one you're talking about. Side A, the Hank Williams Health and Happiness Show, 1952, syndicated with Hank Williams and the Drifting Cowboys. So Hank Williams, Roy Acuff, Carson Robinson, the Sons of the Pioneers. With Bob Nolan, Pat Brady, early cowboy and Western music there. But yeah, so it looks like there's 4 different broadcasts on here, and the first one is Hank Williams. That is $7.50. And also Roy Acuff, Carson Robinson, and his Buckaroos, and the Sons of the Pioneers. So really 4 tracks, but they're probably like extended radio broadcast. Paul Gill first on Chet Atkins. Sean Jones would like to see the label on the Turtles. It is on White Whale, very clean copy. White Whale. And Sean, that is $7.50. Sorry, let me make sure I was actually showing that to you. I don't even look at the monitor. I have no idea what the screen looks like until I turn around. The monitor is behind me, but I usually fix it where I know what y'all can see, and I kind of know where to hold records now. So Sean said sold. That's sold to Sean. So if I ever need to show something better, let me know. Brent, that's yours if you want it. He says pass. All right, these are half off records. Let me read through these one more time. Olivia Newton-John, Let Me Be Free, $5. The Everly Brothers, A Date with the Everly Brothers, $10. Manfred Mann's Solar Fire, $10. Carl Perkins, Country Boy's Dream, $10. Brom T, Pressure, $7.50. Mick Jagger, Let's Work, $12.50. That's sealed. The Beatles, $12.50. Keith Emerson with the Nice, $12.50. Duel at Diablo motion picture score, $12.50. Montage Love Generation, $12.50. Michael Murphy Swans Against the Sun, $5. Mental as Anything, Fundamental, has a press kit with it. It's a promo copy. Wild Seeds is $10. Bucks Fizz, that was $12.50. Goanna, $10. Intermission is sealed, $10. Azimuth Tightrope Walker, $12.50. Cache Valley Drifters was $12.50. Unit 4 plus 2 number 1, $12.50. Procol Harum, $10. Son of Cactus, the new Cactus fan, $10. Jesse Coulter was sealed, $15. Mark Farner was $7.50. Quicksilver was $10. And the Country and Western Radio was $7.50. Anybody want to make an offer? Anybody want to claim anything? Here's the schedule for the rest of the night. Me and Tanner is going to take a food and energy break. First, Quicksilver to Steve Henry. We're going to take a food and energy break for about a half hour. Then we're going to come back, and I'm probably going to go through a recap of all of tonight's new vinyl for people that hop on for part 2 that did not watch part 2. And then we'll usually have time for 2 or 3 half-off bins like this. We usually have time for 2 or 3 half-off bins like this after we go through new vinyl. I'll probably run a few more auctions. Justin Cleveland said 5 for the Country and Western Radio. Sell that to Justin for 5. Paul Gill also offered 5. You were second. Nathan Myers offered 7 on Pro Call. Sell that to Nathan for 7. 5 for Country and Western. John, you were third to offer 5. Doc Smith said 4 for the Wild Seeds. Try something new. Wild Seeds. Doc, I will say that 10 is the half off price. I don't want to do 8 or 4, but I'll do 8. The Wild Seeds. It's worth. Yeah. Yeah, you're offering half off for half off. $8. 1986. We'll see if he wants to try it for $8. Any hits on the Manfred Mann? You know, I only really know Blinded by the Light except for their early stuff. But I think somebody said earlier that it was a good album all around. I think that's what Derek Clark said. Derek Clark's usually pretty good at recommendations. Doc Smith said, cool, put it in my box. I'm glad you're good with that. That is sold to Doc Smith for $8. Thank you, Doc. And Michael Naff said, sounds good to him too. He probably would have bought it for $8. $10 if anybody wants that. Anything else? Thank you for helping me make a dent. I actually just found this crate last night. I was sitting back there in that chair and like it was stuck underneath a table. I was like, wow. All right, so by the time I get done talking, it's going to be 10:35. That means we'll be back at 11:05 for part 2. New vinyl recap, more 50% off, and I'll continue with Japanese auctions. I'll probably go get some new stuff or the stuff that I've already put up, no one bid on it. I'll start lowering those prices until we get it all sold. John Porter said $8. I will sell that to you for $8. Derek says, well worth the listen. John's going to do it for $8. All right. Please come back. Don't fall asleep. If you can't come back, you got to get up at 4 a.m. for work in the morning. We'll be back again live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock again for Thursday night show. All new arrivals and more. But until then, we'll be back in about 30 minutes for part 2. See y'all a little after 11. 11:05, 11:10.